All right. Test, test. 1, 2. Hello, hello. Internet, are you there? Super hard. Very, very much inconvenience. Okay, and our voices are coming through too. Interesting. Because I have it muted on the... Okay, but I've forgotten everything I once knew about OBS. But yeah, hello and welcome everyone to, I guess, another Chronowalkers stream. Oh, why am I getting my audio back in my ear? I mean, I very specifically didn't open a copy of my stream, so... to avoid this exact situation. Where am I getting audio from? Alright, technical difficulties! While I'm literally being interrupted by something they use to stop crowds from, like, talking by reflecting their voice back to their heads. Like, this is actually DARPA technology that's being used against me right now. I blame Eric. This is you. Test again. Test, test. Yeah, it's not coming through Eric's chat, right? No. This is killing me, Smalls. I don't know. We're gonna go find out right now. Like, we're gonna open the packs. Okay, I'm gonna go straight into Volume Mixer and find out who's talking in my ear. Test, test. Test 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check. Nope, still getting it. Test, test. There we go. It was Microsoft Edge, which I forced myself to use to try and get this stuff working. Of course it was Microsoft Edge, because I briefly needed a third browser. All right. Hello. Hi, everyone. Sorry. Now you have my full attention. Let's get a bit more light on this. Oh, what, the thing? You want this? All right. Yeah, I'm literally looking at the pixel count here so that you can't fire me. There we go. All right, there we go. No, that's the person you fire, right? Haven't you been watching all these big companies? You fire the people who do the work, and then you use that money to give yourself a bonus. Yeah, well, you hire four people at half the price, and complain they can't do the and then complain they can't do the job of someone who had 10 years of experience. Yeah, it's very, very double plus logical. All right, but yeah, so I guess a little bit of story time. Sorry, I'm gonna resist getting the. Oh, they don't hear. Oh, okay, cool. Can they hear you now? Say something, Eric?
Can you hear me now? Hello, hello, hello. I thought I could hear myself. Hold on. Can I hear myself on YouTube? Hey, there we go. Okay, I could hear myself on YouTube.
All right, so it was the Chronowalkers stream was just Shahan talking to himself, which is like, there's a mood, right? There. But yeah, hello everyone. Welcome back to another Chronowalkers stream. It's been a while. Well, it's been a
Yes.
I've heard the term hot minute actually means a long time, which makes no sense to me. But I mean, that's just my brain, I guess. But it's been a hot minute since the
Yeah, well, we don't
around.
want. Yeah, I mean, your brain, like, ugh,
I mean, yeah, I traded in. So yeah, what's been happening? I mean, I guess like we, like many others, were really, really sad when you know, Genesis went on what's called hiatus, but there's a what's it called?
Hello, Steven? Penn, how's it going? Yeah, it has been too long. I know.
But Genesis's defeat was merely a delay till the invasion would shed Jalaran blood. Yeah, I know. That's all I can remember of the Skyrim
yes,
trailer.
tell us the entire lore before we start opening packs. We need to get into the mood, you know?
Yes. So, invasion. I think demons are back. The genocide didn't stick, which is arguably a good thing, I guess. Like, it's better when genocide isn't genocide. But unfortunately, for some reason, they're angry about the previous genocide. And so they're invading. That's all I know about the lore. Because I think you remember Rain was like the last demon, and she had the spirits in her ear, so to speak.
Yep. Something like that.
Being tormented. But
I guess let's keep delaying the box opening.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
how have you been doing? How's life been going? You know, everything good.
Yeah, I mean,
What's the meta deck right now?
Oh, meta deck? I don't know. Probably same thing it was 1 year ago at this moment. But actually, we should confirm I didn't just get given a box of rocks by Jeff. So okay, well they're Genesis packs. I mean, there could be any cards in them. But who knows? Oh, yeah. Nice, blurry. Oh, perfect. One stack looks higher than the other. Do I need to count my packs? Am I getting shorted?
Where's the box topper? Where's the
I don't think any box topper is for now, but I mean, it exists, you know, like I'll take that.
Alright. We're looking for a foil epic blinding light. Alright. I don't know what that is. I don't know any of the cards, by the way. I know nothing about the new set. I playtested it a year ago and I've forgotten everything. So so I'm going to be judging them and telling you very, very qualified information about whether they're good or not.
That's I mean, we say play tested the set, but it's like I feel like in no point in Future League testing did any player get access to any final versions of cards. Like, they would only take data for like iterations, and then when they're like, okay, I think this is the last change you do, they never let us test those. Or that's the way it seemed to me. So yeah, because I think I remember one of the first streams by Edge of Exile was like talking about yeah, how did that work in Future League? Players are just allowed to play with the cards early. It was like, for one thing, you never got access to a full set, which try telling me you're going to be able to build a meta deck when you have like a fifth of the set. And then also you never got access to the final versions of cards. So yeah, there was no competitive worries. I mean, when we see a card, I'll tell a funny story of me misplaying, and fortunately, because it was casual, I was what's it called? The opponent let me take it back because I was remembering an older version of how the card worked, and I was like, oh, I can't do that; it'll hurt myself. And it's like, oh no, it doesn't hurt me anymore. But anyway.
Yep. Yeah, this is Mr. Nubis. I'm excited too. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I know, and the excitement grows as we continue to not open these packs.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's I guess we can start switching to opening packs and talking about the cards. So our first pack. There we go.
How does it feel?
It's a good feeling. I mean, these I will say these wrappers are robust. I don't know if that's like on the side of caution, but these are like some wrappers are always a little tough to get into, but you gotta follow the approved opening lines, or it's gonna be trouble. All right, so let's go.
You need to get some scissors.
No, I would cut cards if I did that. So let's see.
That seems like it.
Yeah, I mean I can I think make this a bit bigger and just put the Chrono logo above it. Look at that.
Yeah, because I can't see that.
Yeah.
Alright, let me check.
How good is the image quality? Chat. How good is the image quality?
Okay, cool. So, yeah. I believe, yeah, so this has all the cards, I believe, right?
What has all the cards?
I agree. I'm not sure. Okay, so that's all the, lighting is a bit dark. If you can zoom in more and have autofocus. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Shockwaves. And yes, the light, yeah. Maybe a little zoom in.
Zoom in further? Sure. Oh no, spoilers! There's something shiny at the bottom of this pack.
Nice. Hey, no borders, shiny. I like it.
Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. There we go.
Doomblade. Damn, nice. We get to have Doomblade memes. In this game too.
How good is the like quality, like the visual quality? I think because OBS probably isn't. Oh, is our video quality a little?
All right, so we have a Twister.
Yeah. So yeah, I've just opened the stream, and I'm trying to. Oh gosh, what am I? Don't look at.
What have you done?
Don't look at the stream. There we go. I'm just trying to compare, I guess, the visual quality on it.
Yeah, I can see why you'd want a foil blinding light. That looks pretty cool. I've spoiled it myself because I can't read any of the cards.
Sorry, let me look at the stream settings. See if there's been any change in like. Oh. You wouldn't know what my video bitrate should be.
Yes, how do the cards feel? Like, do they feel good? You know,
they feel fantastic.
Yeah, better than previous cards.
I'd have to pull out some older ones to compare, but like no, they've got like a good level of like no, don't see changes. Yeah, no, like they've got a good level of like, you know, snap is the word I was looking for. And,
change to 8-bit and it will turn into a Nintendo looking stream. Oh.
This is the new back, which I will say when I first saw I wasn't too sure because, you know, it's a lot of colors, but seeing it in person, it's really nice. Like in person under bright light. But that doesn't matter because all Genesis decks have to be sleeved, so don't worry, you'll never see it again.
Unless they make sleeve foils, sleeves with the back on.
I mean they gotta. Okay, so let's take a look. We got Twister. So this is Swift. We've got forward, back, left, right, awareness, 11 aura cast. It is 4 chi at the bottom there. And we got 1 air damage to everything in Twister's awareness. When a permanent is dealt damage by Twister, that permanent moves 1 spot away from you. So, Eric, I mean, I definitely remember this one from Future
I remember this one.
Oh, such
this card is amazing. Oh, man, this one's 100% staple in every yellow color. I forgot the names.
Bellum.
Wow.
Bellum.
Okay, you gotta help me out with this.
Yeah.
It's been a while. So every Bellum deck should be running some of these. Like, this card's just so good. Yeah. 4 chi, it's just like knocks backs from anywhere. Oof, it's nice.
Yeah, like even without combining with movement tech, you're gonna be using this to get rid of people who are coming to backstab you, because that back awareness, right? Remember, that's the safest place to attack a champion from, right? Because not a lot of colors, I mean, Bellum is the primary one, gets access to interacting with the space behind them, at least in terms of damage and stuff. And don't be afraid to use this to save your own summons, right? Like,
Yes.
because would you trade 5 damage to one of your summons for 1 damage to that summon, and then plus maybe interacting with a couple other pieces at the same time? I think I would, and it's not a targeting, so yeah, very very sweet. And I always love when it's a spell, right? This is a spell, not a technique. Air spell there at the top. All right, next we got a J card. We'll try and hit them as we go, but yeah, let's not do too much. So this is our 5-chi rugged Majara, sorry, summon feline, and we got action 13 aura beckon. It's a pretty reasonable cost, and it's a 3 attack 4 health at 5 chi in Jalara. What?
Seems like cheating.
Cats confirmed better than dogs. Sorry, Jalaran Hound.
I have issue with this.
Cats literally have more health than dogs. It's like, I guess there's higher health density or something. I don't know how it works.
Well, you see, you're also asking for 44% more, aura, right?
True.
For that 1 health. So it's like the efficiency, there's efficiency and all the things. You gotta take all this into account. Dogs are better.
Yeah. But I think this is probably the best card to typify. One of the biggest changes is that summons are getting better across the board, right? This is in Jalara, and it's just a 3/4 at 5 chi. Yes, aura cost is a bit higher, but like that wasn't a thing that you got even easily in factions before, right? Like and now we're just here in Jalara with it.
Yeah, and I'm happy with this because it kind of promotes grid-based play as opposed to hand-based play.
Yeah, when we get through fewer packs in, I'll have some fun stories from yesterday, because I was lucky enough to be at the North of Exile opening of I guess, or launch rather is probably the best way to say it, of Invasions yesterday. Got to hang out with everyone, see some faces I hadn't seen in over a year, which was lovely. And then had some sweet limited games, but let's just keep on going. So Shield Bash, another common 4 aura. So we got technique, block, swift 5 energy, defense 3, prevent the next 3 damage dealt to you by a target in Shield Bash's awareness this round, and that is in front of you, the forward space is where that hits. And then trigger, when you prevent damage for the first time in Shield Bash, you may deal 2 damage to a target in Shield Bash's awareness. So 4 chi, any thoughts on that, Eric?
4 chi, prevent 3 damage, deal 2 if you've done it. So wasn't there's a card that prevented damage and drew you a card too, right? So this is like, is preventing the damage, is a 2 damage better than drawing a card? And the answer is occasionally, yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So, but that's kind of like what you had to decide, I guess, when you put this over the other one.
Yeah, and I will say that
also slightly cheaper.
Yeah, with Shield Bash, it's very likely that if you're preventing the damage, you're also going to get the what's it called, the 2 damage back, right? Because like if they didn't have a way to stop you from preventing the damage, then they probably don't have a way to stop you from getting 2 damage back. So I mean, that's like a 5 life swing in your favor, sort of. Like, it's not quite the same thing as using that terminology in Magic, because like this could be preventing damage from a summon and hitting it, which is not directly winning you the game. Like, it can get you board control, but we need to kill the enemy champion in Wiggle game, not their dudes. And
this only prevents damage to you, right? You can't prevent damage to one of your summons.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's definitely for you. But another
so that one that drew you a card, that was 7 energy, right, if I recall?
I think so. I don't know. I don't even know if that made it into the set, right? Because like there's so many different
versions. That was the last set, right?
Oh, is it the last? Yeah. The breakthrough, I think they were called, I think.
Something like that. Okay. Yeah, but I think that was just too expensive. So maybe this is better just because it's a little bit cheaper.
Okay. All right, Entangling Encumbrous. Still in the comments. We got a Thymos one, the red one. Forward awareness. And then we got Swift.
All right, so
8
we got a
aura
3-chi.
cast Earth spell. Place a Taru from your subconscious on a spot in Entangling Encumbrances awareness. Target champion in Entangling Encumbrances awareness has the enemy reduction become 0 this round. Okay, we will table this one until we open a Taru.
Yes.
And go to our next card, Prokaryotic Hounds. So, what have we got here? We have 6 chi, 15 aura, relatively cheap, I'd say, for 6 chi, but it's only got 3 electric attack and 4 health. Which is a little thing. Hopefully there's more. Let's take a look. Trigger, replicate. Oh, that's a returning mechanic. When Prokaryotic Hounds enters the arena from your thoughts, place a Prokaryotic Hounds from your subconscious on a spot adjacent to Prokaryotic Hounds, facing the same direction as it, then exert it. And they've also got a built-in decay. So, yeah, both both Phage and Chaos had the summons which, have that built-in decay.
Yeah.
So, this feels a little underrated, but there's something very different about this replicate creature than any other that's been printed in, Origins. Do you know?
That's it. It's probably playable. It's playable. That's the difference.
Why is it playable, Eric? What's the big change? Quiz.
Well, doing things at Swift speed is a lot better than doing things at not Swift speed.
Yes! Don't get me wrong. I love my giant, what was it called?
Oh man,
Giantophage
it was
something?
a phage.
Yeah, Bacteriophage maybe. Love that card. It's a big stompy boy, but getting to have that threat of activation in the middle of someone else's turn, there is this is night and day difference. And plus, what are we getting for this? We're getting 6 attack and 8 health across 2 bodies. I guess we could realistically call it 6 health, because we have that decay, right? By the time they're going to get a chance to attack, they already have lost some health. But that's just one card for a lot of board control,
yes.
And game tempo. What did we call it before? We called it something equity. Turn equity is, I think, the term.
Turn equity.
Yeah.
Oh man, the turn economy.
Yeah. So because
tactic terms, nice.
Yeah, because sometimes it's just nice to okay, my summon goes. Now it's you're just a champion by yourself. I'm gonna harass you, and then after all your stuff is gone, I have a couple more summons because I've got lots of dudes, and then I can still take my own champion's turn and have that first a chance at reacting to what happened on this round to get myself set up for the next round. So being able to delay your champion's turn, right? Big part of summons. So
I do want to interrupt you and just say that I do like the art actually for this set a lot. I liked Origins, but this seems like a lot better, to be honest.
Yeah.
I really like it. Seems pretty good. And yeah, this card seems like it's amazing and limited, and also it might be decent in some sort of aggro deck. I could see.
Yes. And we love Alta. Alta. She did really well in our pre-tournament roundup, eh?
Yeah, and then nothing nowhere else. Yeah.
No, there was an Alta in the championship, right?
If you don't have 6 copies of a champion, are you really that good of a champion in the top 8?
Ow. That's more of a oh no, my meta. But anyway, keeping on going. I got another comment. I think a couple more comments. Brain Beast. So action 5 aura. Place Bane Beast on the spot adjacent to you, facing the same direction using the exert. Oh yeah, that's a normal Beacon. Why did I even read that? We got it's a 3 chi. Swift Dark Attack 0. What? All right, this continues to be good. When any champion has 1 or fewer cards in hand, Brain Beast's Dark Attack 0 becomes Dark Attack 3. That is interesting. Decent cost. But remember, any champion, so that could just be discard on the enemy champion. Though there's always been a problem with discard, right? In that you're not actually doing anything to deal with the opponent. You're getting rid of their ability to react to you and affect the board. But discard spells are not fundamentally killing them, right? This is the 3 chi way. If you've been building that discard deck and you wanted to go ham, here's a way to do it. And of course, let's not forget that we can just vomit our cards out of our hand.
Exactly.
And then we've got it. Like we don't need the opponent. We don't need to discard the opponent. We can just dump our hand. And I get to talk about something that I'm not saying it was a big fight or anything, but during testing and then during the card review, as in my part, as I guess I can officially say, I am part of the rules team for Genesis Battle Champions, along with Yan Proudly.
Yep.
I'm proudly there alongside Yan. Yeah, he's never heard that joke before, if he's watching.
So we do have, so we have Dima Mata. How does everyone feel about the redesign? I still, I'm trying to figure that out. It's it's got it's different, right? I still
different.
don't.
I love that the name is at the top. There we go. Don't look at the screen. Look at the thing. So I love that the name's at the top. I wish the chi was at the top too. I kind of understand it.
Me too.
But it's like, I just want to be like, when I'm displaying decks, be able to have them all stacked up and then have it like Brain Beast 3 chi. So here's all my 3 chis and you can see the chi right there.
Yep.
I do understand that, this is only relevant during deck building. Same with like the blue symbol, but the blue symbol, like the colors of cards is a bit more prominent. They put every card has this lovely colored border right before the black border. I don't know if you noticed that for every card, which is great.
And also every card just incorporates their color into the art itself.
Yes. Yeah. It's almost like art.
So I agree. I want the name, the chi, and the cost at the top, preferably, just for deck building purposes, right? Like, or just like sorting cards out. That would be like my ideal.
Yeah, I could see that. Getting the cost of.
I understand why they don't have that.
But yeah. Maybe like a reminder text version of the cost, which is just like a thing I could see. But for me, the biggest one is to get the chi at the top. That's my biggest my biggest want. If changes are on the table, of course. But I mean, like I do love it. I love the way the cards look. They look great. And
but also. I also might improve these new Phage cards. Yes, I think all of these Phage champions might now be on the same level as some of the older ones, which is great. That's more deck building opportunities, more ways to have fun with the game. So looking forward to that as well. Yeah. That was kind of rough. They were kind of hamstrung, I guess.
I mean, Phage was trying to get into the turn equity thing, but because they were rightfully, I'd say, like, cautious about replicate, and they made all the summons action speed, it never felt like, you could interact in the same game space that the other things were doing. So now that we're getting replicate cards with swift attack, I think we're going to see what Phage truly is, and being able to use that turn equity, like what green brings to the table. But yeah, again, just to wrap up this, because we are doing like kind of a more in-depth card discussion.
Because I haven't really seen these, and I saw a couple of them on Future League like a year ago. Yeah. But I haven't really been paying attention since. Yeah.
And as we've
this card seems
never get to see the final version of the cards, right? So
yeah. But this card seems like people don't want to play discard, but they also don't win the game instead of just make your opponent miserable, right? So I like that aspect of it. Actually winning the game.
I love it when control decks don't have a win con, and I just get to sit there.
Esper Teferi from 2018, 2019.
But one thing to think, so I guess just to wrap it up, you're going to see this ability on a lot of cards here. Champion has one or fewer cards, it's changing. Something I fought for, or rather kept mentioning, and maybe they were already deciding on it, because, we never saw final versions of cards, was arguing for that one or fewer and not 0 cards in hand. Because I think anyone who's played Genesis can tell you the difference when you have 1 card in hand and when you have no cards in hand and your opponent is taking their turn. It's like being tapped out of mana in Magic, just to bring up that analogy again, right?
Yeah. Or Heckbend versus Hellbent.
Yeah, Heckbend versus Hellbent. It's such a different game, and being able to have a reactive option, or bluff at least, a reactive option in your hand, and still be playing the game, it's a whole different game.
And also the game design kind of supports having cards in your hand, I guess, because if you had the game design support not having cards in your hand, that's bad, because it's a card game, you want cards in your hand.
Yeah.
So being encouraged to do something that like goes against card games is like not a thing you really want in your game design.
Yeah, and you're also, with these cards, you're kind of being incentive to keep playing to the board, right? Because, like, you know, to get the benefit, you want to keep on kind of cycling through. So yeah, who knows?
All right, we're gonna be doing 5 to 10 minute deep discussion every single card, right? Yeah, all 100 something of them. Let's go. Yeah.
So yeah, like people just be thankful when we don't open cards, because we're like, oh, okay, that we saved another 5 minutes. Okay, Toxic Mushroom. So we got a 5G, 4 health, 2 dark, swift attack, forward awareness, 12 or to beckon. So a 2/4 at 5G. Kind of expensive, so it probably needs to have something a bit more. Trigger: when Toxic Mushroom deals damage to a target, place an infected bush from your subconscious adjacent to Toxic Mushroom. So we may have to take a step back on this one and put it in our corner of cards to see when we get the other half. But continuous cast: prevent all damage dealt by permanents with decay on the same spot as an infected bush. Okay, so this is like this is a hate card, right? So
this is a Toxic Mushroom that does not inflict decay, unless infected bush makes someone decayed. I wonder. I don't know what that does.
Well, so yeah, the decay is once you've. Sorry, no, it's not a hate card actually. Sorry, it's.
I know what decay is. I mean, it doesn't give decay, even though.
Yes, it's synergizing, but yeah, I mean, like for example, the Pro Carrier Hounds, right? They've got built-in decay, so like these, so it's going to be incidental, dealing with some, I guess, summons, and then also if you have the summons that you were mentioning that apply decay, then this is a synergistic card. Synergy cards are cool. We'll have to see how it shakes out, and whether it'll.
Yeah, hopefully it's good. Hey, hello Timmy T, how's it going?
Hey!
Yes, deep discussions. We're gonna be doing deep discussions because we don't know how to stop.
Yes, I mean, like, you don't come to Chronowalkers for quick booster openings. You come to it because we talk too much, which is, I mean, actually, why are you here? Anyway, no, don't say that loud. Okay. Okay, 6G Axon blue card. We got a delayed protection spell arcane, Swift, 5 aura, and X energy. Forward awareness, cast. Prevent the next X damage dealt to you by a target ability played by a combatant in delayed protections awareness. When damage is prevented by delayed protections, prevent all damage dealt with the same attributes for this round and the next round.
And the next round.
Yes.
If I knew what attributes meant, I'd be able to.
So attributes are going to be your elemental attributes, which is kind of a attribute subset. So that's your fire, your electric, your dark, your holy, your water. I feel there might be one more.
Lightning, fire,
that's
doom,
earth. That's it. Because I think there's 5, and then there's holy and dark, right? I think each has a.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. And then
is this heavy count? Did you say heavy?
Yeah, so those are the elemental. No, those are the non-elemental attributes. So you got heavy, range, and area are the other ones. So
that's interesting then. Okay, so this one actually seems pretty good.
Yeah.
For all damage dealt with the same. Wow. So you could just like that. This card seems pretty good. Oof.
Yes.
Okay. Like a sideboard card probably, but like it seems like it's gonna be a pretty decent one.
Yeah, you are gonna have to pay the full energy to prevent the damage dealt to you, and like in the case of for example, a tsunami, something that's dealing area damage, even if you were to like name area off the trigger, it's only the damage to you that's prevented for the current tsunami that's about to hit you, so it's hitting your summons, which is probably why they're playing. Well, that's not true. That's not probably why they're playing tsunami. Sorry, yeah, so like the first hit is gonna hit your other stuff, unfortunately, alterations, etc. But yeah, any future area stuff is trapped in their hand for, I guess, a round, unless they want to, I don't know, play it out to make a stack bigger. I mean, that could be a thing, I guess. But yeah, interesting.
Hold on. Prevent the next X damage dealt to you by a target ability played by a combatant in its awareness. So you could prevent your own damage, which would stop all your opponent's damage as well.
No, because you're not in the awareness of delayed awareness, right?
Well, you could stop one of your summons, right? So if your summon has fire damage, and they all have fire damage to their opponents and only fire deck or whatever the thing is, you can prevent that and then stop everything for 2 turns and just say they're a bolt shot deck. You have an area attack that you stop, and then you're like, all right, you can't hit me for bolt shot for 2 turns or something like that. And then if you want, you cast this every turn, and then you never can get hit by bolt shot. For
the old I attack myself with my own area summon, prevent some damage, and now I'm safe for your bolt shot. In response to your bolt shot, it's like that's why I had my summon facing at me.
I mean, this is a niche scenario, but it's a thing that's there.
No, technically aligned. That's why people come to Chronowalkers. Technically aligned. Cool. I will say.
Oh, wait, hold on. Combatant is an opposing creature, not yours. Oh, is that true?
No, that would be enemy combatant.
Played by a combatant. Oh yeah, okay, that's what I thought. A combatant is just combatant, doesn't?
Yeah, so it's not an alteration, though. I don't think we have a lot of alterations doing damage themselves right now or ever. I don't think I've seen anything like that. Well, I mean, in the pitch contest, I think everyone wanted to do alterations that punch people, I guess. But actually, no, wait, never mind. Zenith Pulse, and we have alterations that deal damage. What are we talking about?
Okay, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
A year. Don't you remember? It's like the rock that deals damage to what?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I was joking.
So this would not be able to interact with that because a rock is not a combatant. It does not care about you or its teammates. It just damages stuff. So alterations are not combatants. They are neither your friend nor your foe. I will note. But
yeah, so the combatant, this does work. What I said does work. So that's good to know. All right.
I will note 6-chi. Because we're greedy, we always liked our reactive cards to be 5 or less chi. But I mean, this does a lot.
It's a powerful effect. Yeah.
Maybe more of a sidecar card to shut down very specific. It's they're all in an area damage. Well, maybe then this pops in. All right, our first uncommon. Oh my gosh, look at that! Chronowalkers. It only took them. We started really doing the box opening at 20, so it only took them 25 minutes to get through the commons in the first pack.
4 cards?
No, more than 4. Yeah, I've got way more than 4.
Wait, how many commons is it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we've got, well, I guess technically we've only done 6, and then we got our 2, which we need the other card to see. So we're done 6 cards. Okay, let's speed it up. Cool.
We can't speed it up now. We're getting to the good cards. We gotta slow down.
No, it's okay. This is a 3-chi. It's trash, right? Okay. 3-chi. Tenchunaba. Summon Spider. 4 awareness. 1 health. 1 heavy range attack. So action speed, right? That's heavy, but it's also range. And then what's its trigger? Lethal. When a summon is dealt damage by Tenchunaba. Destroy that summon. So lethal. We've got
3-chi, heavy range attack, 1 lethal, and a summon is dealt damage. Destroy. Nice. Okay. Nice. Okay. We have Death Strike. Great. This is good. I like it.
Yeah, but you can
10 aura for a 3-chi.
Yeah, but it kills anything dead, right? So it's
an action attack.
And this isn't chaos. I'm trying to think, because Odara was the one, but she who let summons lose the exert counters, but she dealt 1 damage to someone, so that doesn't work with this one. I'm trying to think of there's other ways to because they play an angel, you put this down and then blitz it, right? You find a way to remove the counter and then kill their angel, just with this. That's a pretty good value proposition.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's an interesting card.
Yeah, it's quite expensive, but obviously it's got a powerful effect, so we'll see. Yep.
All right, loss. So here I get to talk about, I guess,
rules interactions.
Interactions, things you never think about, and then don't matter until they're the only thing that matters. But anyway, loss. We've got a Axon 3-chi card. Cast action speed, forward awareness. Target champion in line of sight of loss. Hey, that's a pretty good range. Discards a card at random. So like on average, you're discarding not a 3-chi. So you're trading a 3-chi and just exerting your champion for making them discard. So I mean, our what's it called, the Bazin only quick beckons deck, maybe it will exist in this one, and then we don't need to use our own turn to play our summons, so we can use this to exert them. But anyway, there's a bit more here. Continuous. While any champion has one or fewer cards in their thoughts, loss can be played without paying its costs. So Eric, if I've got 2 cards in hand, say it's like a toxic mushroom and a loss, how much do you think, like, so I try to play this, do I exert or don't I?
Well, that's a great question. We should ask the chat. What do people think in the chat? Do they think 2 cards in hand, one of them loss, can you play loss for free? That is the question. That's a good one too. Like that's a tough one. Because it's in your hand. You have 2 cards. Not in your hand. You've got 1 card. Oh, yeah. we have 1 vote for yes free.
I mean, like the fact that we're bringing it up maybe is giving the game away. But
yeah, anyone that gets it right gets a pat on the back and a cookie.
Okay. This is odd. In a usual stream, you'd start offering my belongings for getting something right without permission. Is why this is. Odd.
It was one time, okay. I mean, yeah, I'm not offering your belongings. I'm offering your time. He's gonna drive over there, give you a cookie, and pat you on the back to your house.
Must come to the next championship, whenever that is. Hopefully next year. Fingers crossed.
I actually got an alert from Google that said, "Remember 1 year ago when you went to Canada?" I was like, "Oh, I do remember that. That was great." And that'd be pretty cool to try again.
Yeah, but yeah. So the way this card works is. We don't think about it because 99% of the time it doesn't matter, but there is a process to playing cards, and this is true for Magic the Gathering. If you've heard of like KCI, Cart Clan Ironworks in Modern and familiar with that deck, you're probably familiar with some of the strange things that can happen when playing spells or playing cards.
But let's not get into that right now. Let's go 5-10 minute deep dive into a Modern deck that no one plays anymore.
No, that was it. I was gonna get further. But basically, in order to play a card, like the first thing we need people to know what card we're playing, right? Like when we're paying for trying to put a card or play a card. So the first thing that has to happen is, even though we haven't paid for it yet, it has to move to the stack. Then we have to look and declare our targets. Then we have to say, is there anything on the board that's going to increase its cost? Then we have to see, is there anything on the board that's going to decrease its cost? Is there anything on the board that's going to add costs or remove costs? And then once we've looked and figured out all that information, then we now know what has to be done to pay for the card. And so at that point, well, I've only got my toxic mushroom in my hand, right? At that point, when I'm starting to pay for it. So yeah, so loss and like all these cards like are designed just like the 3-chi summon we saw better. They're designed to let you keep a card in hand, so you can keep bluffing. Like loss will obviously work as your last card in hand, but you can also just bluff it and draw your second loss, and then be sad you drew 2 3-chis in a row. But then just play a loss for free. It may sound weird. It may sound like, hey, that's some like sleight of hand stuff you're pulling off there. But if you think about it and think about the process and you're trying to figure out, that's unfortunately the only way it can work, right? Because like we need to have information, we need to know what the target is, we need to figure out if the cost is increasing, and like 9% of the time it's just, this is the card, here I'm paying for it. But because there is a process, this exists.
You need to show the card to be able to pay for it. So you say, I'm playing this card.
Yeah.
And then you pay for it. So it's show the card, then pay for it. So it's out of your hand. There you go. Yeah. And we have Kelotix saying that this is your favorite thing to explain. Apparently.
Well, this was me kind of like, because I was going to judges and giving them, I mean, I would say a well-mannered test, but it was less of a test of how good is our text, for having judges kind of figure out how it works.
I wonder if a reminder text or like some sort of like, text on the bottom in italics saying this is free if you play it, if you have 2 cards in hand or something like that. I don't know. Something like that. Just because like it was like it could be either or for me when I first looked at it.
Yeah, like it is something where you actually just have to refer to the rule book to figure it out, but it's also not something that people are used to looking up. Like, how do I pay for a spell? I know how to pay for spells. I've been paying for spells for 3 years in Genesis. But there's that. Cool. All right, let's keep this ball rolling. Lioness
very slowly.
Leader. Yeah, rolling. Very slowly. Let's keep this. I don't know. Triangle.
All right, Lioness Leader.
So we got a 4-chi, 2 attack, 2 swift attack, 3 health. Bellum card, yellow. 12 aura, so feels pretty close to rate. But maybe a little under. I mean, like we all know how much we love the moment we get to 4-chi, we're just looking at any summon that has 3 attack, right? But we got a second ability here. Swift Exert. Target ally and Lioness leaders' awareness may move. How you like protecting your own dudes, with like having like little movement stuff. Well, Bellum, I think isn't it the Thymos one, which is like target summon in front of you must move, otherwise it loses a life.
That's a chaos.
Is it chaos? Okay, sorry. So there's a chaos version.
I think. Damn, now I don't know.
Yeah, chat will tell us how wrong we are. It'll be great.
Yes, keep getting things wrong so we drive up engagement.
But looks like Bellum gets to do that now, but using summons. That's cool. Like different colors doing things in similar ways, but just different. Interesting, right? Like a 4-chi way to protect Angel because wait, hold on. Oh no, yeah, it's not an attack ability. We're good. Yeah, because Angel needs more help, of course, to be protected. No one's ever built a deck with Angel. Yeah.
It's not very good,
it's
right?
Not very good. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting card. We'll see. Definitely a fun one for, I think, limited play. We'll have to see if it'll see constructed play. Fling.
Yeah.
5-chi, axe and execute. Target combatant adjacent to you is placed on a spot in Fling's awareness. So this is action speed. Ever wanted to throw your summon at someone? Here's how. So then it's in range or something. Here's how you can do it. Though, there is a downside. So maybe you're only doing this if you're flinging small balls, which maybe Phage wants to do. This is a Jalara card. Trigger execute. When a combatant is placed on a spot by Fling, you deal 2 damage to everything on that spot, which is going to hit, obviously, the combatant that was flung.
What? Getting thrown hurts you?
As it turns out, you need to have a landing strategy.
What if your landing strategy is trigger on the stack and you move it? Does it still take that damage on that spot or a different spot?
Well, if you... No, it's... So the trigger... that spot is going to be referring to the only other spot referenced in the ability. So it's going to be the spot the combatant is placed by Fling. So yeah, it's going to be that one. Even if
you can dodge the Fling.
You can, yeah. Okay. If you, I mean, why don't you dodge?
With the card we just had, with the card we just showed last.
Yes.
Last one, you get to Fling, trigger the stack, move it. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, but why don't you just dodge the Fling first? But anyway.
No, you have your own guy dodge the thing. Like you throw it and then you move it before it takes its damage, right?
Gotcha. All right, we got our first enchantment. And our first rare. Woo! 5-chi. Earthbreak. Ooh, the break cycle. So action, 9 aura, enchant, trigger, counters. Whenever earth damage is dealt to one or more combatants, so that means area damage is just going to be a single trigger because it's dealing all the damage simultaneously. If Earthbreak has less than 3 counters on it, put a counter on Earthbreak. This is kind of cool. But I mean, it's probably doing a bit more, and it is Swift. We got 3 and a new symbol for this set, which is the counter symbol. So that means remove 3 counters from this object, I guess, game object. Draw a card. So.
Nice. All right, great. So now we have card draw and Thymos.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's what we've wanted for all this time.
And I'd like to note this is going to be hilarious in mirror matches. Because it's
all these breaks, right?
Yeah, like it's not earth damage by you or your allies. It is anyone deals earth damage anywhere. It's Earthbreak is there just watching. He's like, oh, is that earth damage? Is that give me counter. And then never punished because it has it's a swift to draw that card.
Yes. This one's great. I would say Earth is probably, at least if I remember when in testing, the least one you build around in terms of its damage type.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's still true, but which is why I think this one's only 3 counters. But still, it seems like it could be pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, we'd have to see.
Yeah, I will note that because this is a good question to have, I think. Actually, Eric, if Earth, what's it called? If Earthbreak has 3 counters on it, will it, and Earth damage is dealt, will the trigger go on the stack, and then I can like remove the 3 counters, and then that new trigger will put a counter back on it?
Whenever Earth damage is dealt to one or more combatants, if Earthbreak has less than 3 counters on it, put a counter on Earthbreak. That is a great question. So I would say yes, because it would go in the stack and then check if it has less than 3 counters.
No, so
or am I wrong?
Yeah, it's wrong. So basically, the if statement that is saying if it has less than 3 counters on it, that's still part of that is still part of the triggering condition, and the triggering condition has to be valid to go onto the stack, and it's also checked on resolution.
That's interesting.
I mean,
so that's a good thing to know. So you, as soon as you get that 3 counters, you want to use it.
Yeah,
and you pay the cost immediately, so you can immediately remove, or swiftly, I should say, not immediately, remove those 3 counters to be able to get more counters, right?
But yeah, I mean, and you're always going to be able to respond to something that's going to be an ability dealing earth damage, right? Like, because that ability will go on the stack, and you'd be like, okay, now I'm going to draw a card, and then you're back down to 0. And then you let the earth damage happen, and then we will get a trigger. But yeah, if statements in Genesis that adjust how a trigger would perform are checked, both when the trigger wants to go on the stack and on resolution. So
okay.
All right, Pretty Bird. This card is it's a fun one. It's gonna be any judges watching the chat, you're gonna hate this forever.
What is that? Pretty Bird? Okay.
Yeah, that's because specifically with one champion, but anyway, Pretty Bird.
Oh.
So Beckon, action, 16 aura. 6 chi, very small there, and Axon. So and then 1 range attack, which is like a 6 chi with 1 range attack and 5 health. Like, the health is good, but there's some silliness coming in the next couple of lines. We've got Flight, which we're familiar, lets you move into spaces. And then we got a cast trigger. When Pretty Bird deals damage to a champion, that champion sends the top card of their timeline to their subconscious. Allied champions of Pretty Bird may play that card this round.
Oof.
So
multiplayer. That'd be interesting. 2v2.
Yes, you're in multiplayer. If your Pretty Bird hits an enemy enemy champion, your teammates, when they have priority, could also play the card off Pretty Bird. And of course, to be absolutely clear, this playing of the card is going to surpass faction or affiliation, they're called, restrictions, because affiliation restrictions are just a deck building thing, right? It's during the game, like, if Pretty Bird hits a Bellum thing and you're not a Bellum champion, you can play that. But the reason why judges are going to hate this is because now, for like champions like Gamilla or any Axon champion has to now have regardless of what their second affiliation has, we have to check interactions with every single card in the game. Because Pretty Bird is gonna grab any card in the game in any faction, and we have to figure out how that interacts with our champion when it plays it. So
yes.
Thanks Invasions.
Yeah. So Damien, I remember that was that 3-mana 2/2 flyer that did basically this thing in Magic. I remember back when I played 5 years ago, that was just like, you played that, and if your opponent couldn't remove it, they would just concede. Is that the card you're talking about? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, yeah, like in the
Thief of Sanity. Thief of Sanity. Oh, man, yeah, that was great. I like that card a lot.
Oh, yeah, it was super good. So cheap.
Oh, Devotion to Black? Oh, that's maybe something different.
Oh, no, we're going back. We're further. Night Veil Spectre. All the way back to Theros block.
That's both before and after my time.
Yeah. And that was when we came from. Everyone says like Ravnica was the stronger block, and then because Theros was just like monocolor, and then we have a year of only, despite coming off the 2-color block, we have a year of monocolor decks. It's like, who's really stronger, Ravnica or Theros? Theros cards are bad. Really? Where's your 2-color deck with all those with 4 full sets? And then my last card. Whoa! This is my first. We've got the foil champion, Yuvon.
Wow. Are these in every pack, or is this special?
No, like I guess I hinted at that by saying my first one, because I've opened 7 packs and I haven't got a foil champion yet. So my first one is Yuvon, 24 health. That's some stuff.
Hello, Jalarian Tiger. How's it going? Yes, we're sort of back, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. But definitely hyped about the new set.
Yeah, 100%. It's taken us 45 minutes to get through 1 pack, so I guess it's a 24-hour stream. Kill me. Yuvon. Sorry, unalive me. Sorry, Twitch.
Damn.
So there we go.
It's fine. No one's watching us on Twitch. Come to YouTube if you're on Twitch.
So we got a Thymos Phage champion. What's it called? That's okay. We can clip all these discussions and put up, like, each one is a full like YouTube video, right? Perfect.
Yes, 100%. Just pump out the numbers. Get that watch time up.
So we got 125 aura, which is respectable. It's obviously not the tip top, but that's a respectable amount of aura. I feel like I can do decent amount of stuff. Look at that awareness, right? Left, right, and forward. But oh no, we've got action exert. So heavy earth attack 2, deal 2 damage to a target in your awareness. So I mean, the awareness is gonna let us like get more use out of that. Obviously, like
yes,
not as much as was it Tashir? Our archer friend?
Yes.
Because Tashir's awareness makes her silly.
Yeah, we don't care about the other archer. We only have one archer friend in my book.
True. But
I like my archer friends. I can shoot far away from them and not close to them.
I like my archer friends defenseless. So if I need to backstab him, I'm ready. I'm good to go. But 2 heavy. So like we're gonna get more use out of it. But fundamentally, it does put a bit of a downer there. But we've also got Swift, Protect, Exert, and 6 aura. Prevent the next damage dealt to you or target permanent in your awareness this round. So there's some interesting stuff here because it's like Delta target this round. We're not playing angels, thank goodness. but I mean, I think we'll be seeing as we get through packs. If we get through packs, I mean, we'll see. That this
but that Cossack Millipede. Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I mean, like when we think about it, right? Like you can just use this at the end of something else's turn. Like you give up your champion turn, sure, but then you send some big flyer boy or Caustic Millipede up, and like loss of life. So the drain things are the only way they're going to deal any damage to that summon. Or that alteration, if you really want to protect an alteration, because it is target permanent. You can protect your opponent's stuff. Is that the flex when you're winning with Yuvon? You give your opponent protection.
That sounds like a great way to lose. Snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
But yeah, interesting stuff here. We'll see how it goes. It's an interesting preemptive protection effect. If you want to use it for something that you're gonna, battleship send it out, or just do it in response, right? If you're moving in formation, Yvonne and his posse are coming up. Like, which one do they attack? The one in front of you, to the left of you, or to the right of you? When you haven't used his ability yet, right? Cool. And we've got a Graven. So we'll pop back to this because this is a subconscious card. We'll pop back to when something mentions it. And put it in the pile.
So I will say though, I was a little confused because it looks like he's got a wooden shield. But wooden shield doesn't have 100% physical damage resistance, and it has even less elemental resistance. It's like 50% block on like a lightning. But the fact that he can actually bump it up to 100%, that's pretty good.
So Eric, every property is in Dark Souls. Just letting you know.
I don't think that's true.
Dark Souls did everything first. Without Dark Souls, there is no Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah. I certainly wouldn't be playing Mario Wonder if it wasn't for Dark Souls.
Right, I might just switch to a different pack or pull out some nail clippers. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm in.
Did you do it?
I got in. There's a little notch there. Without that notch, this would have been a 2-day stream. All right, let's keep going.
That's right. Demon Souls did it first.
Demon Souls did everything first. There is no gaming. There's no Berserk without Demon Souls. The Berserk manga. You can see how true, yes. Yeah, I can see how inspired by Demon Souls and Dark Souls it is. Yeah.
Yes.
Lots of similar themings too. All right, Spirit Guide. We've got a 5 chi, 3 health, 3 holy attack, 11 aura, and 4 awareness. Pretty. This is like pretty solid rate for the old times, but now we want a little bit more. Give me a bit more. Trigger execute at the end of Spirit Guide's turn. Spirit Guide must move to a spot adjacent to an allied champion if able. So
must from move. Anywhere. Wow.
Yes, from anywhere on the map. So it must. So that's some great flavoring, I'll say. Right? Because it's a guide, right? So
that is a tough rabbit though too, right? Because that's like, a 3/3 rabbit, it can really cause some damage to somebody.
Yeah, and also think about all the game states where it's like, you send something to deal with something that's exerted. Wait, yeah, you
fling some bunnies, yes, yeah.
Well, no, think about it, right? You send it out, but it's it's gonna get they have another summon, so it's gonna come around and hit your summon, so you have that's the value proposition. Well, Spirit Guide, at the end of its turn, it must move to a spot adjacent to an ally champion, so it's gonna hop back before it just every turn it just runs out, hits something, and pops back to a spot adjacent, not to the same spot it was at, so it can get on the opposite side, well out of range of whatever it hits. It's kind of rude, honestly. So don't discount this one. I would competitive players. I think test this out. This is
you know what I want to see? I want to see a chair Spirit Guide deck where you have you fill up the chair with a ton of Spirit Guides. You teleport them out, you hit the opponent, and then they all bounce back to your side of the board. Called Spirit Bombing. It's a Spirit Bomb deck. There we go.
Spirit Chair. All right. Yeah. Yes. Let there never be a deck that doesn't include chairs. Chair being Stone Protector of Niche.
Well, it's a niche, not great card. You gotta try to make it work somehow, right?
Yeah. Very unabusable. Yeah. But no, also defensive, using this must move to block off a space where someone could attack you or attack another summon. It is moving, so you can't put it. It's not place. You can't put it where you have another summon or there is something else. But send my guy out, get some 3 damage, and then maybe even just use him as cannon fodder to block. Put him in front of my champion at the end of its turn to just block people from aggressing to my champion's face. There's some interesting stuff here, and it's only 5 chi, so keeping an eye on that one, I think, for testing.
Yeah. Yep.
Dark Poppet. So this is, I love this card. This is a synergy kind of deck building card, but let's look at it so people know.
So I will say I did actually playtest this card
yes,
back in the day.
I do remember it. I think it was called Dark Puppet. Maybe back then? Was that what it was called? But we lost the...
Oh man, let's debate the one letter for the next couple minutes.
Yeah. So we got Chaos, 1 health, 2 Swift, Dark Attack. We are at 4 Chi, so we want a little bit more than that. But it is cheap, I guess, right? 8 aura. That's I think below. I think that's roughly, well, it's on rate, I guess, for the abilities, but for a 4 Chi, usually you're spending more on average for a 4 Chi card. And then we got Swift Exert, Sacrifice Dark Puppet. All Resurrect Beckon abilities may be played as quick Resurrect Beckon abilities this turn. Oh, but like for a Resurrect ability, you need something to be dead, right? So that doesn't quite... Wait, it sacrifices itself!
It kills itself! Oh, the synergy. No, if you can... There has to be a very good Resurrect, Beckon card to take full advantage of this, and which I think there were a couple. Yeah. But yeah, so this game seems kind of nuts, right? Because you can like pop this at the end of the turn, and then or end of the round, and then do a bunch of summoning, and then boom, go for it. I mean,
like end of the round, start off the round, and now when your opponent is going around, like it's making all your resurrect abilities quick, right? Like
that's true. You can do it, and it's like anytime I can do this.
Oh, okay. We'll have to do a stream where we look at all the resurrect beckons in the game and what is the most toxic thing to do with this? Because no one ever does fair stuff in card games. Like, oh, I guess we're gonna talk about Graven token because we got a real one. All right. So Graven, alteration terrain. It is a Bellum, 4 health, action create. Place Graven on an unoccupied spot in the arena. So that's the create text. 6 aura, 3 chi. So cheap. And like a 3 Chi slot, so solid. Continuous. Graven occupies the spot it is on. Okay. So you can block some space, and you can put it anywhere in the arena. So maybe like a defensive thing. 4 health is not too much. And then Graven blocks line of sight. So yeah, line of sight being the line attack ability, which
yeah. So this is also a reminder that line of sight is not normally blocked, which is something I didn't realize at first.
Yeah. The existence of it? So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, it's got 2 interesting things, right? 3 Chi that occupies something and blocks line of sight. But, this doesn't seem like something, you might want to put in your deck, right? Like,
yeah, but I will say, if line of sight becomes big, this is a sweet sideboard card, because it's 3 Chi, right?
Yeah.
Like, we'll see there's, like, some action speed beckons with line of sight. But like, it doesn't matter because like they can just hang out and find your defensive line and just at least until Adiris comes along. Yeah, this is a good way to block it. And I will note, remember, alterations don't, this occupation does occupy the spot it's on, but say you have a flyer that flies onto the spot, the blocking of line of sight will apply to the spot that the Graven is on, right? So blocking a line of sight will start at this spot where Graven is on, and then continue like in whatever direction that the line of sight is trying to hit, right?
Yes.
So that's a good thing to mention. Okay, from the corpse we got a 4 Chi chaos common. Action, cast, 10 aura. Place yourself in a spot where a summon was destroyed this round, facing any direction. Place a corpse heap from your subconscious onto that spot. Okay, another one we'll earmark until we say, see, what you call the thing. But is this teleport? Yeah. Is this 4 Chi teleport?
It is a 4 Chi teleport. It triggers off of
something dying.
Dark Puppet.
Off Dark Puppet. Or, any other summon, if you want to get your summons around the board. We'll put this in our little pile. Graven we've talked about, but we know something's going to bring out Graven, so that's kind of cool. Evade right. That's right. Phage can't go to the left. Welcome to movement in 2023, I guess. But no,
yeah, what is the Zoolander? Or is that the other way?
Yeah. But we wanted more Phage movement techniques. I think that's something we mentioned with Origins. So, hey, we got one. And this is, honestly, it's really fun and interesting. Because, this is a solid movement technique. It's, let's see how it works. It's got the right and then far right awareness. Swift, 4 energy, that is cheap.
Cheap, yeah, super cheap. Yeah.
5 chi, and then move to a spot and evade Right's awareness. Remember, movement doesn't intrinsically pass through spots. So if you're going to the right spot and there's something in between, that's fine, right? Like you just move directly from one spot to another. If you've ever like jumped over an object in your life, it's kind of like that.
I mean, we're card game players. Like, come on, what are you talking about?
we don't. We just sit on chairs.
Who are we, Bill Gates or something?
But super cool, and I can imagine some really interesting. I mean, Phage versus Phage. You just have two champions just kind of clockwise their way across the board. I don't know, because they're both evading, right? Or counterclockwise. But I mean, anything that gives you some solid options. It's no diving juke, but that's a pretty cheap cost.
Yeah, I mean, nothing's diving juke, right?
Yeah. Oh, Taru. Who talked about it, Taru?
Taru.
Somebody talked about a Taru, right? Yeah, Entangling Encumbrance. We get to know what this does now. So, Taru, it's in the new card, is a 3 chi, 4 health alteration. It's in Thymos, so same colors. 3 aura create. Place Taru in an unoccupied spot in the arena. Immediate. When a combatant moves onto Taru during their move phase, they must end their move phase. And Taru blocks line of sight. So that is interesting. So it's not going to stop.
So what was the entangling one? Can you bring up the entangling one as well?
Yeah, so entangling. So forward awareness. Swift. Oh yeah. So he's like, it's only action speed create. He's like, hold your phone. I'm never putting this in my deck. I just put this guy because this is the 3-2 as well.
So,
yeah.
So now we can see Taru's 3 aura and this one is 5 aura. So you're spending 5 more aura for Swift and a worse, awareness, I guess, to where you could put it. Although you can place it on an occupied spot, which is kind of interesting with entangling encumbrance.
Yes. Unfortunately, that I will say that it's not going to stop them from moving because the immediate is when they move on to Taru during their move phase.
Yeah.
So if you're starting on it, that won't work. And of course, as we all remember, you can't respond to the movement that is part of a movement phase. So there is that. But there's some interesting stuff here. It's definitely board control. Like, I mean, I think we'll see more line attack summons, and then it's like, just like put a bunch of Tarus in front. Okay, you stay over there and work through these trees, and I'm just gonna have my guys bombarding you from the other. If anyone likes I know, as a kid in RTS games, I would love just building up defenses and watching the AIs just like move in and just. I guess it was tower defense before tower defense was a thing, I guess. So it's basically, now you can do the same thing in Genesis with trees.
Yeah, just make your opponent not be able to move. That's great.
Yeah. Though they can move with...
But you can dash.
Yeah.
You can dash through it, though, which is nice.
Yes, because you're...
not in the move phase.
Is not during the move phase, yeah. And also just normal moving techniques, right? Like, if you diving juke onto it, and then, like... at the end of something else is turning diving juke onto it, and then you can just move off from there. So there's ways around it, but I mean, it's super kind of really interesting card, right? Like, it's just gonna stop natural movement, gum up the board. What's not to like?
Yeah.
All right.
It's gonna be ignored until someone pulls it out in some sort of special deck that restricts the opponent's movement, plays it really well, and then people are gonna be like, I can't do anything. What's going on here? And then so looking forward to that.
Yeah. Cool. Healing Wave, 4 chi, Bellum, forward awareness, Swift, 6 aura. You and everything in Healing Wave's awareness gains 1 health. So 4 aura, I mean, put a bunch of summons in front of you, and give them +1
Which
health.
is always dangerous, but yes.
Yeah. And then trigger, whenever a summoner champion gains health from Healing Wave, that summon champion loses all ailments and cannot gain or have ailments this round.
No more stun. Or decay.
Yeah.
That seems pretty good. What are the other elements? Stun, decay, dazed, pinned.
Slowed.
Slowed.
What else?
Anyway, it seems pretty good. Like, seems like a solid sideboard card. I like it.
Yeah. Cool. I'll have to double check this, because this...
the rules lawyer is coming out.
I'm not lawyer, but yeah, I'm trying to remember, maybe this was discussed and people are like, no, that's fine. Because this, as I read it, will remove a printed ailment, right? So if you got to summon, I mean,
well, wasn't that was discussed and like I think approved, right? That was like yes, it does.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess yeah, cool.
Use this on those precariat hounds or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
I like it.
Give them the health they lost in that first turn, and then
yeah. So you're spending 10 chi and 20 aura or something for 2 3/5s, I guess.
No, because the Prokaryotic Hounds, when you replicate, you put it on in another spot, so you're only gonna get one of them.
Oh, that's true.
But anyway,
okay.
no one's ever been punished for putting all their summons in one spot. Bullshot can't hurt me. Anyway.
Well, yeah, because we have that card that prevents all damage from Bolt Shot.
Yeah. Yes. Semantic Reflexes. 4 chi, Swift, 7 energy, Execute.
Semantic Reflexes.
Yeah. Sorry, did I say something else?
You said semantic.
Oh, nice.
So I'm just being semantic about your
That's
semantics.
the Axon version of the card. Prevent all damage dealt to you by enemy abilities that do not target you this round. Cool.
Yeah.
Just
so you play it. You're gonna stop the bolt shots, and then you just play all the other bolt shots right after it.
Yes. Yeah, that would yeah. So you gotta wait for them to put all their bolt shots on the stack. We'll see. This is the kind of card that can have utility, though.
Yeah, it's gonna get the meteor, right? I guess sort of.
Yeah. So we'll see how things go. I will note, as of what's it called? For anyone trying to rules lawyer the text on this card, as of Invasions, this round is only used for timing things. It is never used for conditions. So you can't play this and say, well, the card you're going to play on me next turn that targets me, it didn't target me this round, so it's not going to damage me. Because this round means that this effect ends at the end of round, and not that you're going to prevent damage from anything that doesn't hit you this round. For any of our rules lawyers is like we're onto you, we see you, and we're the game is proofed against you. All right.
Yeah.
Soulfire
We've
Strike.
had a professional go through all of these, making sure that no one can nitpick anything.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Soulfire
Strike.
So here's a card that it's notable in Future League that it never changed at all. In the full duration of its thing, it was put out with a single text, and that was correct. And
that was it.
Yeah,
didn't get changed to the Eric L strike at all. No.
Like heavy. Like we'll get through it and we'll explain this one because this was a hilarious card.
I like this card.
Yeah, no, me and Eric broke it just in about an hour after it was released. I feel like Anyway, Soulfire Strike, Dark Spell. It is 5 chi. Swift, 13 aura, cast, 4 awareness. You may destroy any amount of ally summons. You deal damage to a target in Soulfire Strike's awareness equal to the number of summons destroyed by Soulfire Strike. Eric, want to take it away? I guess how this card was originally.
All right, yeah. So we have so first of all, it used to be 11 aura. So that 2 aura just completely destroyed the card. So you deal damage to a target in Soulfire Strike's awareness equal to the number of summons destroyed by Soulfire Strike. So this one basically, if you've ever played a Sacrifice deck or an Aristocrats deck, you know that you can get a lot of deaths over the course of like a turn, right? If you properly build it.
Yeah, especially if you're originally playing for it, especially if you're playing around it.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you built around it. So the original text dealt damage equal to the number of summons that had died that turn, right?
Yes.
Or I can't remember if it was just allied summons that died that turn or just summons in general.
Either way, allied summons would have been enough.
Even just allied summons that had died that turn, you could do so much damage with this. And you put a bunch of them in your deck, so you do 10, 20 damage off of one of them, maybe on a bad day.
Yeah, but you plan it was basically I mean, as all fair decks read, I think it was immediately green, despite Chaos being the one that wants to kill its own stuff. It was immediately went green blue, not for any champion, but just so
card draw,
have access to card draw and card filtering. And it was just get a bunch of cheap summons out, Maybe mitosis might have featured, but anything that made multiple bodies. And then get to a point where you have like 3 Soulfire strikes in your hand, and then hit him for like 8 damage a Soulfire strike. And
we do more than that.
Yeah,
before they change this, I remember doing like 26 damage in one turn, and then the next game I only had one of them, and I still did like something like 22 or 23 damage in one turn.
And that was it was like they put it for testing like an hour before the weekly testing thing, and then Eric and I were just like, we started trying to build like a cool like green-black deck, and then like, okay, no, let's just combo it, and then
exactly. And it's 5 chi, so you can put a bunch of them in your deck. Oh man. Anyway, let's judge the card on what it is right now.
What it is right now?
So the card right now, 13 aura. It's fine. Destroy any allied summons. Obviously, this is a full build around, and one thing I do like about it that it's a 5 chi that's a build around. I hate having to build around cards that are too high in chi value
because you never got, or
it's hard to get them, or you have to like make too many sacrifices. But yeah, I mean this. I don't think it's broken. At least I don't think we could break it after they changed it to this. I think it'd just be a fun deck or fun finisher in some aggro swarm deck. I could see, which would be pretty cool.
And hint, don't judge. If only there's a champion that maybe gets extra summon value for every summon they play. But we'll see. Actually, that's already.
We'll see.
Spoiled.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If only there was a champion spoiled just over a year ago that made extra summons. Anyway. One thing I'll note that I love here is that the May Destroy is part of the resolution of the ability. So there's no, you don't have to pay up front, kill all your dudes, and then they're like, well, I'm going to move. Like, if this ability is resolving, it's dealing damage to something, and that's when you decide whether you're going to...
That is huge. I forgot to mention that. Because I remember playing it, and the guy all right, I'll Chronowalker, and I'm like, all right, cool, it resolves, I do nothing.
It's like, so you don't get double punished by negation and all that stuff.
Which I think is great.
All right.
Yeah, because it was the first time I played it, I think I sacrificed a bunch of things, and he's like, all right, I'm going to try to dodge it. I'm like, I already sacrificed them, you can't dodge it. He's like, all right. Because we were testing it out, so he's like, oh, okay, so let's go back. I'm going to dodge it, and I'm like, all right, I'm not going to sacrifice them.
All right. Cornered Respite. So we've got 5 Chi, Thymos card, uncommon. We've got I guess we'll call it, what was his face? Yuan? Yuvan's awareness. Yuvan's awareness. Freshly minted, forward, left, right. Swift 5 energy, area attack 3. Alright. I mean, it's not going to work with, I think if Yuvan's trying to keep things next to them to protect him, probably don't want to also be area attacking your own dudes, but hey. I mean, 5 energy at swift speed for 3 area attack to 3 relevant spaces. That's sick. And then I also and then we've got action speed heavy attack, and then we've got some extra rules text here. So these are the constraint text for playing things. So play Cornered Respite's area attack 3. So that's the swift one we like. Only if all spots in Cornered Respite's awareness are occupied.
So wait, before we go into the card, I'm confused as to why this isn't starting off with an action speed and then continuous modify, it turns into swift speed if that thing is, just because I don't know, I feel like that would make more sense.
It's probably it's probably maybe because maybe during testing their energy costs were different, so then there's too much stuff to put into a modify. But,
I see.
But yeah, note that if stuff moves after, which can include your stuff, if you use one of your guys, if they move after, it's already played, it's already on the stack, so you don't that's all good.
Yeah.
Which
is that one of those if statements that you were talking about earlier that checks everything? It just says play.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't say.
Now it's on the thing. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, so have your own dudes put this on the stack and then immediately diving juke forward, and now you're hitting a whole bunch of other stuff. Nailed it. Perfect.
Oh yeah, 2 cards deal 3 damage. Nice. I like it.
No, it's gonna deal lots of damage because it's an area attack. We're gonna hit everything in the other spot as well. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be 9 damage.
Great.
But yeah, who knows?
I mean, that is an actual play that you could make, and
Yes.
it probably will happen and be good at times.
Yeah.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah, because it's
like
I mean, 5G for 3 damage, that's pretty much right, I think, these days.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you want a little bit more. But yeah, like with a movement technique, just getting to, you know, or a couple, just getting to get into the mix of things and punch. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right, Somnium.
Yeah.
So we got Summon Spirit, 6 Chi, Holy Attack 2 at Swift Speed, 4 health. So we got a 2/4 at 6 Chi. So we want some extra stuff here. And also the Beckon is discard 2 cards. That's the thing, I guess. And then we've got, look, a familiar continuous. While you have 1 or less cards in your thoughts, summoning costs 0 to Beckon. So, as mentioned, we're just with the last card. It goes on the stack first. If you got 2 cards in hand, Somnium is free to play. You put it on the stack, you determine return costs. You've got 1 less card in hand, you pay the cost, which is 0. So, that puts that 6 Chi 2/4 cost in kind of a new light. Who knows? Like, I mean, like, this is it's an interesting card. It's like, it's not Nubia. I mean, like, if you want to go for Nubia for extra card draw to be okay with either of the 2 costs, it's definitely a different style of Nubia than what we've seen. So not the Bolt Shot Chronowalker one, because like Chronowalkers are better when you don't have to, like, you can react with them. Though, I mean, you don't even need that. I mean, I'll say like this.
What if your area attack? Yeah. What if your area attack is negated for 2 turns? Yeah, exactly. It's unplayable because Corner to Respite is unplayable because it can be prevented for 2 turns.
But yeah, interesting card. We'll see.
Krabus Bliss 2.
Yeah. Like, the stats aren't there, but it does have a pretty sick awareness, right?
Yeah. This card could be interesting in the Brain Parasite.
Yes,
style deck.
We're going all in on that plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of interesting doing like an aggro Axon with that, this one and some other cards.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Oh, Cobbled Amalgate. I love this one. I want to take a little bit of credit for what's it called? But anyway,
nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, sorry. All right, denied. All right, 5 Chi, 2 health, chaos, summon. Look at that awareness, gorgeous awareness. And we've got only resurrect Beckon, but I mean, imagine finding a way for a summon to die in chaos colors. I don't know. And then what is this? Drain attack at Swift Speed. Is that legal? That can't be legal. So yeah. This is a 5/3/2, but you get 1 hit off. 1 freaking hit off, and you have a 3/5.
Yeah, and that could be hard to do because it's 2 health. It could be kind of like killed the moment you play it. But like, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking like this would be insane if you played it at Swift Speed on the end of the opponent's turn before they could react. So then you could get the hit off immediately and have it be a 5 health thing.
Yeah.
And like, you know, once it gets that first hit off, it's gonna be hard to deal 5 damage to it, especially if you can, you know, have multiple of these out, and then they get a second hit off, and then they're at 8 health. It's just that's it from there, right? Like that's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
This can be a snowball. Yeah. And it's only 5 Chi, you know, it's gonna like really snowball out there if you can kind of combo it in some way.
Yeah, like this stuff is all good, but for me, what makes it into the stand up and pay attention is that left and right awareness, right? Like, to try and get that free hit to kill this, they have to come for the butt or do some range attack, which is typically going to be higher Chi or like a actual card cost. It's not going to be a summon.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel this is really pushed. And like... Yep. Remember that while, you know, it feels like it should be linked because it's drain attack, these are just 2 statements. Target combatant loses 3 health and you gain 3 health. So if for some reason you have a whole bunch of 1/1s
health can't be
that on the board that you don't care about, you could just eat one.
That's right. You can hit your own. Yeah, that's true. And it can't be prevented. So this will hit
3 damage.
What's her face for full damage?
Oh, Iblis.
Iblis, yes.
Yes. And they get bigger and okay. Yeah. So Eric's gonna think that all packs have a foil in them now. But I've got.
I mean, based on I've got 2 data points.
Yeah.
And therefore I draw a line.
Two data points. What are you talking about? You've got an hour and 20 minutes worth of data points. Pack openings and Chronowalkers, not box openings. Pack openings.
Yeah, other people do a box in like 30 minutes. We do a pack in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
We'll make 24 videos out of every box. There we go.
Okay, Archon of Searing Light in foil. Look at that, gorgeous. And this is the epic. This is a full art foil. If you notice, the black border around the edge is gone off the normal cards. So that's great. And yeah, we've got the lovely like is it spot foiling or something? And then who knows? I mean, I imagine it would cost more because like they'd have to get custom sparks, but you know, maybe one day we have like little like Bellum symbols instead for the spots. Because I know that's possible.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Sick.
Ooh.
And this is someone in the background. It's like a mosaic on camera. That's gorgeous. Anyway, sorry. There's a card here somewhere. 6
what?
chi.
Where?
Oh my gosh! Look at that awareness. Oh, I'm in love. Oh, and swift attack. Okay, so 6
I think you just like left, right, straight awarenesses. Just like
I don't want to be punished.
You dream about it at night.
I don't want to be punished for playing badly. Is that so wrong? Why should I have to think about which direction my summons are facing? Right? Like, let me just put them anywhere and be cool. Anyway, so a 4/4 with that sick awareness at 6 chi, I'm already on board. But we got more. Hopefully it's not a downside. Let's see. Continuous cast. While Archon of Searing Light's awareness, Archon of Searing Light's awareness, allies without attack resistance have attack resistance 1.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. Did you know that if you put this behind or to the left or to the right of your champion, that your summon gets attack resistance? Were you aware of that? What? Because of that awareness? Just don't put it in front of you. Unless you want to protect it, I guess. Anyway.
Yeah, no, this seems pretty good. Doesn't die to Tsunami. Everything else will, because it doesn't protect against Tsunami.
Well, unless they have 3 health because of the protection. Oh, wait, no, Tsunami's cast. I see where you were going, this man.
Yeah. So this will die to Bolt Shot, but it'll protect everything around it in Bolt Shot. Unless you can, give it 1 more health, I guess. But let's see. No, this seems it could be pretty solid. I like it. No, I want to put this in Satyr.
Yeah, and I also know it's kind of interesting because dealing damage more with attacks rather than cast being spells and attacks being techniques. It's interesting this is in Bellum because it's almost like a self-hate, right? Like Bellum is more likely. I mean, all the colors have access to it, of course, but Bellum is where I think our strongest techniques. Think about the Wind Slash, like the really solid role players. The techniques that deal attack damage. That's where they are, Bellum. So interesting. All right, and hey, look. Who? Wow. Okay, so they just gave me. They planned this, right? Like they planned this box for me to open. Look at this. You can't make it more perfect. So Harlequin. So this is of course the one we were referencing earlier. Spoiled a year ago. This is a demon. 125 aura, respectable. A little, maybe we want a bit more for a summoner, but maybe there's a way to get more value. No energy. Fire attack 1 swift, so that's not a lot. It is swift. So hopefully there's some real good benefit that we're paying to getting only 1 attack. Trigger, portal. Whenever you resolve a beckon ability, place a pox spreader from your subconscious on a spot adjacent to you, facing the same direction as you, then exert it. So I guess once you get a pox spreader, I guess we can come back to this card and see what. Oh my gosh, there's a pox spreader. Okay.
Wow. Well, set up. Yeah. Calculated and planned.
Comedy.
I like how the tokens are white borders so that you, because it's just so hideous. Oh my god, white border cards.
So you don't put them in your deck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And they all say subconscious at the bottom. Look at that, lovely. Look at that little subconscious. You super know. But I mean, I will say that's actually a great feature, right? Because like, I mean, you by the rules, you have to have your subconscious cards in different colored sleeves. But this just makes it so easy cleaning up at the end of the game, right? Like, here are my subconscious cards. They're all white border. Bang, done, right? Like, there's enough going in my deck. Yeah. I don't have to flip it over to see the back side of the sleeve.
Yeah. No, it's smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Pox spreader. So we got an action speed beckon. We've got a swift dark attack. This, that That's an upgrade, right? I feel it was only action attack last time we played it.
I thought it was a swift attack, but the action was the next ability.
I thought they were both action. Maybe there were multiple versions. Who knows? But anyway, I mean, I'm not. It's like getting a free swift 1/1. Like, I think that is enough. In terms of like all we're talking about turn equity and stuff, right? For Harlequin, that would be enough. But there's a bit more. Action, exert, execute. Target combatant in Poxspreader's awareness without decay gains decay. Sacrifice Poxspreader. Target combatant. I don't know about you, and this is the card that I hinted at earlier that I flubbed and my opponent graciously take back my turn, because it was in a spot where I had like my guys on the left of it and like an opponent in front. I was like, oh, I can't use that second ability because the second ability is give everything adjacent to Poxspreader decay. Because that's what I remember it being.
That's what it used to be. Yeah, it used to be.
So I was like, no, I'll give my 2 guys decay. So this is really cool. Like action is definitely what this should be. Like it should require setup to try and get a permanent decay. This is not temporary decay. This is permanent decay forever. Get that 20 turn clock on your opponent. And yeah, non-stacking, which is also good because Harlequin's getting these for free every time she summons something. Yeah, like this is sweet. Just to avoid any confusion, I know there was an earlier card which had like in the ability text had the sacrificed and then doing stuff. Just so people know, when ability is resolving, it's resolving. It doesn't go, oh, I killed something. So like this sacrifice could be the first line of text in this, but because the sacrifice only happens during the ability resolving, like it doesn't get pulled off the stack mid-resolution, right? So just so people know, you don't have to worry about whether the sacrifice is the beginning or the end, because there was a card we had at the beginning. It's not a problem. But yeah, sweet card, and like that targeted decay. For me, that's absolutely an upgrade. Yes, it means you can't threaten more of the board, but like realistically, it was always action speed, even in our testing. So like, it was reasonable to play around. I like this because it's it lets Harlequin play like all those summons and then not have to be playing like really careful games. Like you can get everyone in the mix.
Yeah, and also what's cool is if you do Harlequin with the Spirit Bomb, whatever, I forgot what it was called, you can actually just use these guys to move in, attack with their 1 damage, and then eventually sacrifice them to deal damage with that Swift. Yeah, Soulfire Strike with that Swift attack now, because if it was action speed, it'd be a little bit harder to get that damage in. So it helps, just adding up a little bit of extra damage. But yeah, I think the key is getting that decay. It's gonna be scary because there's gonna be so many Poxspreaders around. It's gonna be not that difficult to avoid it because they are action speed, and so you will know that they're coming. But one interesting thing you could do is if you were to end of turn or end of round, summon something, say that has a Resurrect Beckon summoning at the end of the turn, or Quick Beckon or whatever, get that Poxspreader down, and then move it, sacrifice to give their opponent decay, right, without them being able to react, would be pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm just thinking, what's it called? I'm thinking back to my limited games yesterday at the Invasion launch. I mean, what's it called?
Who did you play?
Oh, I played, Jake, Marcus, and Aaron, who...
No, I mean, what champion did you play?
Oh, sorry! I was gonna say, it's like, you don't know them? I mean, you would know them if you saw them in person. I think you would remember them from Championship last year. But, so I played Harlequin. I liked my green black pool, and, yeah, like, prokaryotic hounds.
Yes.
Getting 2 summons off 1 summon is great. What about getting 3 summons off 1 summon? So I enjoyed that a lot. All right, speaking of line attack, we've got our first line attack summon. We've got 1 health and 4 chi, 1 health, 4 awareness. Not that that's the actual awareness. Action, 16 aura beckon, place
16 aura 4 chi. Ouch.
Yes. And 1 health. But action exert, heavy line attack 2. Fontanelle does 2 heavy damage to a target in Fontanelle's line of sight. So this is the one I was talking about earlier, where I was like, put up some Tarus, I believe that's the name of the tree, and then just have all these at the back. It feels like, oh, it's only heavy line attack. Just think about a Genesis board and it being right at the back. A Genesis board is only 5 columns wide. If this is in the center, it's pressuring 3 entire rows of the game with 2 damage, right? Like, we've all seen how like awareness can change the strength of action abilities by far over this year, and this is just another example of it. Right? Yeah,
I remember this card. I think is it more or now than it was when we tested it?
Yeah, maybe it was
but
also
that makes sense because
it
was maybe. But I did like this card. It seems pretty good in certain decks because you can put them on your back row and just kind of like rain fire on your opponent, which is kind of nice. Some artillery cannons. These are kind of like the lobster snipers from Elden Ring, right? They're just gonna hit you from anywhere.
Yeah, everything is Dark Souls. Yes, okay. We continue.
And we will, yeah.
And yeah, like, do you know that if you never get hit, that 1 life is the same as infinite life? Were you aware? So yeah, just stay at the back. If no one hits you, who cares how much life you have? All right, Meat Shield. Thymos 3 chi. It's a dark spell. Swift 6 aura.
Is that Souls reference?
Sacrifice, and then again on resolution, sacrifice up to 2 ally summons adjacent to you. If you sacrifice 2 summons this way, prevent all damage done to you this round. Interesting. If you want a way to sacrifice 1 summon at swift speed, there are some cards that are caring about the number of summons that died. But I mean, yeah, realistically, you want to summon to sacrifice 2 summons because prevent all damage done to you this round. 3 chi reactive spell asking a cost, but if only there was a champion that had a way to make a bunch of bodies that you don't really care about and could sacrifice. Anyway.
Well, I don't know any of those, but
yeah, I don't know.
It's still a big ask, right? Like sacrificing 2 is quite a bit, and I don't know. If they kill those summons next to you before, well, this is on the stack, they can stop you from presenting your damage. But I mean, it might as well just kill you instead of the summons.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like if they spend activation turn or a card to kill one of your summons, and like all you spent was a card in 6 aura. Just to prevent you from blocking more damage, like it's just like it's an interesting value assessment. I think it's one of those you have to see it in play, and I think would be starting it probably only in Harlequin, and then going from there. Like I think I want to start seeing how good this is with like the champion that's gonna have the most ways to abuse it, and then if it's not playable in Harlequin, probably have to wait for future sets, future effort. All right. Yep. What I got here, Siphon Vitality, 5 Chi, Forward Awareness, Action Speed Cast, 16 Aura on a 5 Chi, that's a pretty hefty price. Target combatant in Siphon Vitality's awareness loses 2 health and you gain 2 health. Interesting, yeah, because this is a spell, it doesn't get to be a dark or drain attack, but is a cast. And then trigger, when a champion loses health from Siphon Vitality, they play 4 energy. So this is a fatigue but spell version. Looks like Chaos is doing fatigue via different methods, which is cool. So yeah,
I mean, it seems maybe a little overcosted, but this is
that action, but we'll see. Yeah,
but this is new. I think they're going a little safe on this kind of effect, but
yeah,
I guess that's okay. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we can how it is. Make stronger cards in the future, right? If so we'll get there.
Power creep.
Yeah.
This is getting the thing to win.
No, power fixing. Thymos, Volt, Technique Maneuver, Action, 4 what's it called? 4 energy, Shahan's favorite awareness, I guess we can just call it that now. Hop, place yourself, not move, place. So those positions are always option, but it is action speed. So this is a starter. This is not a reaction. And then continuous, modify. While you are at or below half your starting life, Vault's action ability becomes a swift ability.
Whoa.
Eric, were you aware that every game of Genesis, at some point, if you don't win, you will always be below or at or below half your starting life.
Well, that's not true because when I had the Soulfire things, they went from above the starting life to dead, so they were never at half or below. So
that's true. That is
so
true.
I would say that one example means that you're completely wrong in everything you say.
That one example in an alternate universe with cards that have never
don't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
You're right, and this is kind of interesting, right? Because they can try to hit you, and then they get you below, and then you're all of a sudden now you can get out of their next bolt shot or whatever it is, right?
And it's 4Chi. Yeah. Like we like our reactive stuff being 4Chi. Sure, it sucks that what's it called?
That you have to wait.
That you have to wait. But I mean, we're Thymos, dude. Like we get out of bed and we have 2 energy reduction, right? Like we roll out of bed and we already have. So this is like, this is starting at like 2 energy. Once so like, why don't they dodge any of my stuff for the first half of dealing damage to the champion, and then all of a sudden when they're trying to get you, finally try to kill you, it's just like vault.
Yeah,
it's like
this card does seem very good. I like it a lot.
Should have reminder text is like putting your opponent to 1 life unlocks their final form and like boss ability. You never put your opponent, so except for Thymos, it's half. Yeah, I love this kind of design. It's super interesting. Modal cards are cool. This is kind of like a card that upgrades itself when you need it to be upgraded. So sweet stuff there. Anything else to say here? No, I mean, 4Chi. Infected.
Yeah, does this replace Diving Juke?
I don't. I feel the Diving Juke's ability to be set up early game as well. Like a Diving Juke can be aggressive. Vault is probably. I guess it can be aggressive. It's hard to tell. Yeah. I feel this is like, because like, what do they do with like against? This is like a fighter card, right? And fighters are they're trying to gum up the board. They're trying to get summons in your way. So I mean, this kind of like unlocks that once they've done a bit of damage to you with their summons, all of a sudden, because place. Remember place?
Yeah, it's place. That's huge.
It
might actually.
This is a hard card to really like. I mean, I like this. This is a card that's difficult to say this is good or this is unplayable. This is test the card, and like I mean, I
want answers. Give me answers.
It's like,
anyway, all right, let's go to the next one.
Yeah, Infected Brush. So we're gonna see finally what Toxic Mushroom does. Though it makes a subconscious version. Infected Brush. Okay, so Alteration Terrain, 3Chi, action, 4 aura, create. Combatants, unoccupied spot, though, not necessarily true for Toxic Mushroom, right? Because Toxic Mushroom is using a different placement mechanic. It says adjacent, and if it's dealing damage, it's dealing damage to something adjacent. But yeah, continuous. Combatants on or adjacent Infected Brush cannot gain health. Iblis looking at you, I guess. And Infected Brush also blocks line of sight. Interesting. Because, like, if you're trying to use this to, like, prevent people from gaining health, it also means you can't be using line of sight summons because, not being attacked is a decent way to gain health as well.
But this is you're right. Like Iblis, oh man, I remember Iblis getting like 30-40 health in a game. So this is another example of a hate card in its color that's hating, right?
I think you're definitely more likely to see this come into the game of Toxic Mushroom or any other cards than
absolutely
gameplay itself. But I mean, hey, if you want to just make a bunch of infected cards, infected deck, then you got it. Do it. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Go ahead.
4-Chi, Chaos, Smoke, Spell, Fire. Shahan's favorite awareness. 4 left, right. Swift, 11 aura, cast. You deal 2 fire damage to a target in Smoke's awareness. So honestly, that's reasonable rate. Okay, like just because of how great that awareness is. And then trigger cast when any combatant, so not alterations, is dealt damage, but also your own stuff, I guess, or your allies in a multiplayer game, is dealt damage by smoke. They gain exhaustion unless they pay 3 energy.
And can summons pay energy?
No, they cannot. They're not. They can't do it. They don't have access to it. So yeah, this will always put an exhaustion counter on a summon. An exhaustion is the next time a combatant would remove an exert marker, they lose exhaustion instead.
So it's like super exerted.
Yes. I believe.
So, or exerted in Magic terms.
Yeah. So I believe this is the same as the rules text. Like this is reminder text. We'll double check, but I'm pretty sure that unless it's specified somewhere else, if you put an exhaustion counter on something that hasn't gone yet, it doesn't mean it can't take its turn, because we looked for a permanent which hasn't been exerted. It hasn't been exerted.
Yeah.
So it still gets to do its turn, but then when it inevitably exerts at the end of its turn, now when we go to the beginning of round, you remove the exhaustion counter instead, and it's still exerted. And I mean, now we can start chaining these, right? So yeah. So
well, this also
right, because they'll
that's
have
right,
an
yeah,
exert counter,
that's true.
and you can keep on putting an exhaustion.
That's
I
right.
do believe
you can't stack exhaustion, but you can put it on them.
Yes, I think exhaustion says remove all exhaustion counters.
Well, it doesn't say it counters at all. There's no counters, right? It's just a binary thing. They have it or they don't.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, it's not. Yeah, I would recommend when you're playing to use a marker or something. But yeah, no, I guess that's a change.
No, I'll remember definitely.
Well, you remember for your opponents, but not for your own stuff, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
Fair and balanced, kind, gentle player, Eric Lind.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Malediction Strike. I believe, if I'm remembering this right, I like this card. But let's see. 3 chi, basic attacks, 4 energy, 1 damage. So this is like a normal thing, like we've seen before, right? Like this, the punch into 3 chi slot. And we got a modify. While Malediction Strike's target has a skill attached to Malediction Strike, basic attack 1 becomes basic attack 2. Yeah, nothing wrong here. This is a sideboard card. It's a 3 chi.
Yep.
You go against someone who's just constantly enchanting themselves with stuff. You'd be like, I don't find you enchanting. I'm going to deal 2 damage to you with my 3 chis.
So yeah, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, 3 chi. So you can stack your a bunch of your sideboard with this card.
Yeah, and I think this is more of a meta call. Like you don't just build a sideboard and have this. Is like you wait to see if someone does build a deck which does have skills, and if that's part of the meta, and then you rotate it in. I don't think this is a default sideboard. Oh no!
Yeah.
Did I get a broken box? Okay. Oh no. Judge is getting I don't know if you saw. Judge is getting.
Well, I mean, I've got 3 points on my graph now. That means every single pack has a foil on it.
I was like, dude.
I think that's the way it goes.
Like, are there god boxes in this set where you get a foil?
All right, everyone. They made a mistake. Every box has all these foils. Go buy your boxes now.
It is not
before
true.
They figure it out.
I got 1 foil in my sealed pool yesterday, so it's not true. But maybe
you open a full box.
Maybe they do god boxes in Genesis, where like in like the new Genesis, I don't know what where everything has a foil. That'd be cool. Okay, realigned Earth spell. Action cast forward. Target alteration on your spot or in Realigned's awareness is placed, choose 1, on a spot in Realigned's awareness, on a spot around itself, which hurts your brain, but it's easy to do in game. Like if it's like how do I go to a spot around myself? But no, it's fine. Or on the same spot as you. Target alteration. This is interesting. It's kind of weird. I guess if it's only a 3 chi, so maybe this is like Zenith, like yeeting Zenith pulses, just managing a board because you can put them around so they're not thing. So
when you're trapped by a chaos fissure or hell fissure, whatever it's called, hell chasm.
Yeah. Move those chasms out the way. Yeah. I've forgotten that card. It couldn't hurt me anymore, but now you reminded me, so it can hurt me again. Affliction Transfers. Okay, solid sideboard card. We got left, right, forward awareness, or the Shahan doesn't have to think awareness. TM. Swift. 5 chi. 9 aura.
What color?
Phage. It's green. You can tell it. Target combatant in Affliction Transference's awareness gains all ailments you have. Ailments maintain all their timing and limitations. because like this, if it didn't say that, then like the one on you remembers why it was put on, but now you're just putting on something else. So like without that, you could turn temporary decay to permanent decay. So very good line to have. And then remove all ailments from yourself.
So I'm looking on the website and I don't see it.
Affliction transference?
Am I crazy?
What is this? It's a 5 chi? Okay, I'm gonna scroll. I've got it up on my second. It's a secret card. It's a secret rare. But yeah, you're right. Unless they put stuff in a different order. No, yeah, I don't see it in the. I don't see it on the website. Cool, interesting. Something to note. That's an easy fix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where does it go? Is there just like a gap in the number there?
Well, it's all alphabetical.
Affected bush, devastation, corrupt Totachini, benign, 91, 92, 93, 90, 91. Huh, what number's on this? 115. Okay, so this was just out of order. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
but
okay,
yeah,
for some reason it's supposed to be at the end of phage.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have 115 here. Yeah, so that's just out of order because it's A. It should be at the beginning of phage. Anyway, whatever.
No big deal. But yeah, I mean sideboard card, right? No, not.
Well, it's a big deal because I can't read.
Oh, sorry. What? Oh, sorry. Yeah. A target combatant in affliction transferences awareness gains all ailments you have. Ailments maintain all their timings and restrictions and limitations. Remove all ailments from yourself.
So it does exactly what the name implies. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
And yeah, so like you can't use this if you're in a pillar that's granting you some affliction. You can't use it to transfer it to something because if they're not in the spot around the pillar, right? The restriction loses all their timing. They maintain all their timing and limitations.
Oh, it maintains all the timing. I got you. Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah, they thought of it. We thought of it together, me and Yan, and of course Will and JC and all the people doing work. Springing Mole, another J card. What is this? We got a 5 chi, 3 health, 3 attack. So standard, but old standard. Jalarian Hound, get out of here. Well, I mean, it costs 13 aura. We want more, and we got more.
All right, so you're setting 4 aura. What are you getting for it? Let's see.
Springing Mole can move onto a spot even if it is occupied. That being the spot is occupied, so it's like flight, I guess. But Springing Mole cannot be targeted by combatants with flight.
So it has flight and it's got protection from flight too. Nice.
Yeah, he's underground. Yeah, and because
it can jump really high. It's got range attack.
Oh yeah, it's got range attack.
Well, you see the art, it's biting a bird, right? So it can jump out of the ground so high, it can grab a bird.
It's just like, so this is a 5 chi. I really don't like Angel's card. Because it could just chase around an angel, and it can't even be targeted by the angel, right? Because
that's amazing.
As it turns out, all aerial creatures have flight. Did you know? Super weird how that happens. But yeah,
but not all flying creatures are in the air. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, and I believe this was inspired, if not being a pitch contest card, so have to see that one.
No, the card looks good.
Yeah, Curse of Retaliation, 6 chi, Thymos, forward awareness, curse. So attaches a skill to target enemy in Curse of Retaliation's awareness. Trigger, execute. Whenever this combatant deals damage to enemy summoned, Curse of Retaliation deals 1 dark damage to this combatant. So this is if you're a fighter and you're hitting my stuff, and I'm not Harlequin, but I'm a Thymos person who's playing lots of summons. Yeah, you're gonna take 1 damage every time you hit one of my summons. Right?
Yeah, but if you're a fighter, you're like not trying to hit summons, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, but the summons are trying to hit you, and they're trying to.
You're already losing if you're hitting summons.
That's a great power level evaluation. We'll have to see. It is a sideboard card for like I play summons, and I guess the champion only deals damage themselves, but
yeah, we'll see. Yeah. I remember this card thinking it was pretty underpowered.
Yeah, we'll see. I will note that because this doesn't say 1 or more combatants, then we're gonna get the multiple triggers off like Tsunami and stuff. So that's something.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
if anyone can prove that this is a playable card in the deck, Sean will give you a pat on the back and a cookie.
Yeah. So I'm just down 2 cookies in this stream. Jeepers. 2 hours.
And 2 pats on the back.
One, yeah, 2 pats on the back. I mean, I'll give people pats on the back. That's nice, but I'm down a cookie an hour so far. Southpaw. We've got 5 chi, Axon, 6 energy, heavy attack 3, forward awareness. Trigger, execute. When a champion is dealt damage by Southpaw, that champion discards a card. So so 3 damage at 5 chi, but action speed
on rate, but action is pretty bad. Yeah. So I don't know.
But
it's tough. Yeah.
It's interesting because discarding a card you want is very different from one at random, right? In Genesis, because fundamentally everyone's decks has those 3 chis that discarding a card varies in value a lot.
Yeah. So if we look at what was that one that shot card that deals 3 damage and it has forward and far forward and it's supposed to be and cheaper, is that worth the card the discard? And I would say probably not.
Yeah, because discarding a card is, especially when it's one that choose, it's not actually advancing your board state, but who knows, we'll see. And we need a promo version of this where they just reverse the art, so it's called Southpaw, but they're punching with their right hand. This is my request for a promo. Is left-handedness a reverse? Oh no, I'm a bad person. Okay.
Wow.
Distracting thought. I love that art. Just it's what's doing it for me is the reflection of the light in the leaves, like the use of the light there by the artist. Who is this? Philippe. Of course, Philippe. Anyway, distracting shot. It is a 6 chi Jalar card, no affiliation. We've got 4 forward awareness, 6 energy, range attack 3. So 6 chi, range attack 3. It's a little down on rate, right? Because we're starting getting to the range where we're looking at 4 damage with a downside or something like that. Trigger, execute. When you deal damage with distracting shot, that's what I want to do with it. Reveal the top card of your timeline. If you reveal a spell or technique with 5 chi or less, you may play a swift ability from that card as though it were in your thoughts without paying the cost. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. So they thought about this and they made it so you can't go infinite with distracting shot. Those. Oh.
you want to just hit rolling distract. You want to go distracting shot off the top of your deck.
Well, if I can't combo kill somebody, what's the point?
True, yes. Well, how dare turn 2 exist? Or round 2
So this is a very interesting card, and it's one of those cards where we're not going to know its power level until someone builds a deck around it. Because obviously it's a good effect if you can, get 2 cards off of 1 card, right?
Yeah.
But you're spending 6 chi and 6 energy on 3 damage just to maybe get something else that you had to really fix your deck around. That's going to be a tough sell.
I mean, we say fixing the deck around, but if you're playing even 1 8G card, the average chi of your deck is average chi of individual cards in your deck is going to be 5 or below, right? Because you're gonna need more lower 5 or less cards to balance a single 8 chi, right? Because there's no 2 chi. So with a single 8 chi, distracting shot is above 50%.
It's also. Is that good enough?
Yeah. Is that good enough? If you've got decent energy reduction, I think it probably might get there. If that 6 is just 3 energy.
But if it is, then you don't really need to care. You don't really care about the costs if you have such a high energy reduction. Depending on what it is, I guess.
Sure, but
I don't know. I would have to look at all the list of all the spells and techniques with 5 chi or below, see which ones synergize with it, which it's the whole thing.
No,
right?
Answer immediately now. Tell me. Immediate gratification at all times. All right, okay, we've got our 3rd foil in 3 packs. Oh no. And this is
a standard box. Everyone go buy their boxes. This is what you get. It's great stuff.
Sorry, distracting shot was also the first rare. Love the 2 rares per box.
Shania
Rogan. Let's see if we remember this.
What is that?
Phage 6 chi, forward awareness, swift 12 aura. Cast target in Shania Rogan's awareness loses 3 health. So a bit below rate, technically getting through protection and resistance. But I mean, We'll see. We want more. When a summon is destroyed by Shurya Rogan, destroy all other summons that have the same name as that summon, regardless of their health. Oh, that's interesting. So, 2 things I love about this card. One, if you're in a fighter deck and you want to be hitting them, if you have to hit a summon, this is doing some good stuff. Like, this is exactly the kind of card that, like, the downside of having to hit their summon to try and get more damage through is being balanced by the fact that we got this global thing. So yeah, sorry, it's a cyber card. And the second thing I managed to forget
is that it loses health so that you can target an angel, take out the angel, remove all the angels, and they can't protect it, right? If I recall correctly, because that prevents damage, and this is not damage.
Yes.
So you can still get through angels and kill them all. Kill all the angels.
Yeah, and cast so we didn't need it.
Provided you've already hit them, maybe with jumping mole.
If you have this in hand, it makes the mirror match hilarious. Probably better for you because you know about it. Your opponent doesn't. Because all summons with the same name as that summon means your summons too, Bucker. I know, cool card, really interesting.
I don't. What is Shania Rogan? What does that even mean? Is that?
I don't know. The image looks like a bunch of green stuff leaking out of a bug. So,
well, it looks very sick. But Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Are we on to pack 4?
We've got
one more card.
Previously spoiled champion, which is Cutaneous.
All right.
So we awareness, 3 attack, and this is the trigger prepared where at the beginning of the first round you may reveal up to 2 cards from your thoughts and put them into your forethoughts. Each card revealed this way, take a card from your forethoughts with the same chi, reveal it, and put it in your thoughts.
Yep.
Something to note about this is that trigger happens before the 6th card is drawn. Like, we normally in pre-game stuff, when people are waiting for the round to start, they'll just draw their 6 cards for turn. Cutaneous draws 5 cards, does this, then draws their 6 cards, which can be done, like, at the same time, but just make sure Cutaneous plays, you don't fall into the, default.
That's going to happen a lot, because that's the way I draw 6 at the start of every game, right? Because...
How dare you remember how your cards work? And then we've got another subconscious, so we'll do our theme of waiting until we see what makes it, and then.
And we have, I think, put out our thoughts on this card, but I will say that I think we both try to fight against this card.
Yes, that's not the kind of design that we're a fan of. Because
it reduces what is it, variance, I guess, and makes games play out very similarly.
Variance is we said this before in our video. Variance is the lifeblood of TCGs, and Cutaneous is removing variance via a very powerful effect. You can get those specific sideboard cards, just 1 copy. Say, like, if you have, like, say, 2 cheese covered, and then a sideboard card for, like, a particular matchup, that's probably gonna be enough of 5 cards to hit one of those and get it into your game 1. And game 2 and game 3 in your starting hand, right? So, like, it's... we'll have to see. Hopefully, I would love for both of us to be wrong about this, and Cutaneous is just balanced. So, hopefully that's where it shakes out.
To be fair, I don't think it's necessarily broken. I just don't like the type of design. I think it's, like, my main issue. But, anyway.
And the millisecond it does something broken, it's gonna... Okay, thank God. We no foil in this pack. Okay, good.
Dodged a bullet on that one.
All right, Blood Feast, 3 chi, swift, 3 energy, execute is a chaos card. Sacrifice an ally summon adjacent to you. If you sacrifice a summon this way, gain 2 health. If a summon gains health from Blood Feast, then the next...
If a champion gains health.
If a champion gains health from Blood Feast, then the next energy cost you pay is reduced by 1. Oh, so this is Phage's Hearty Soup, and so this is what not Phage, Chaos. This is what Chaos does. This is Hearty Soup in Chaos Land.
And as you can see, eating your own allies is actually better than soup.
Yeah, you gain 2 health.
Yeah, it's twice as good, in fact.
Yeah, and confirmed, all allies of Chaos Champions are Hearty. Like, I'm assuming that's Oh, I remember what the other thing I liked about Shinya Rogan is what's it called? It's pushing against just playing. If this is the best summon in slot, play a billion of them, right? Like it pushes against those game plans which are just all in on one card. So this is pushing card diversity. If this becomes a good sideboard card, it starts pushing out decks which are trying to just vomit. Like this is.
Is that Swift or Action?
It is Swift.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some idiot was like running a deck based on a bunch of summons, say like 12 or 13 summons that dealt 3 damage when you play them. That would like kind of shut that down. Sort of.
Yeah, I guess.
Not really, because you're playing at quick speed.
But I mean, if you can kill one Chronowalker and they just vomited 3 to just run at your face, which no one ever does ever. But I mean, if that happened, they just use Chronowalker as a 3/6 with move 1. Well, you can kill one of the Chronowalkers with like some other card.
I was just talking about Chronowalkers. I was talking about Emergent Worms, but
oh no, I know you were talking about Emergent Worms.
Okay.
But yeah.
Anyway,
Bluffies. Yeah, so cool. 3-chi versus Chaos's Hearty Feast. Benign Acclamation. It's sick how like we have been talking about every single card in 3 packs. I feel that's cool.
That's true. But yeah, have there really been 0 duplicates?
Yeah. So Benign Acclamation, 4-chi, 3 awareness, Swift 9 aura, cast, prevent all elemental damage dealt to target summon in Benign Acclamation's awareness this round. That's cool. I mean, elemental includes, I believe, Holy and Dark. So, if there's like, I don't know, an angel that deals 6 damage. Little sad this doesn't also protect you, but maybe at 4-chi that would be a little much. This is definitely I mean, this is angel
not
is
protecting
now,
you.
Millipede. This is the Millipede angel is my angel. Millipede is a true angel. Cool.
Yeah. Interesting enough, but like I was just gonna say the fact it doesn't protect you makes it a lot worse.
Yeah.
I don't care about my summons, I care about me.
But Titan, as it's called, so that's where you play a thing and you want to protect it. It's a reasonable card, and it's like a similar effect but a different style in a different color. So cool, great, love it. All right, yeah. So apparently I literally broke the combo by mentioning it on this because we immediately get Twister. So we've talked about it. So we're great.
Whoosh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Whoosh. Card. Yeah. That was the original name. Was Whoosh. PTSD on Whoosh. If you want to get extra points of psychological damage when playing Twister against Eric or myself, just say Whoosh when you play Twister. Corpse Heap. So we've got the card that from the corpse hits now. So another 3-chi alteration. I'm sensing a theme with all these alterations that are being pulled by other cards. Action. So default action speed, create, place Corpse Heap on unoccupied spot in the arena. Immediate. At the start of the round, place a Skeleton Warrior from your subconscious on Corpse Heap. Then destroy a Skeleton Warrior on Corpse Heap. That's all ability. So, and also it's immediate, so it can't be responded to, and it just all happens at once. Like the skeleton never gets to do anything. Why would this be a thing, Eric? What possible use could you have for doing that? That's weird.
First I can say is that is a lot of corpses that is walking on his site. So this triggers Resurrect. So now if you have this out, it'll make it so that you can then do a Resurrect Beckon.
Yeah, right? Interesting. Like, it's like, because it's like, you can place it on any unoccupied spot in the arena, which means, like, you can just, like, put it in the mix of their stuff, right? And, like, it's interesting, because it's, like, at any moment you could flank for them. Like, this might be one of the few that might actually be playable at 3G. Like, obviously, in Chaos, we're fighting with, oh gosh, what is it? The one where when you can only play it when you're targeted, but you get to move. I'm forgetting its name.
Yeah,
it's been so long.
I forgot its name. I know.
But yeah, Premium Phage, like it's fighting with Premium Phage movement.
But it starts with an O. And O10. Yes.
Yeah, but I mean.
Yeah, because you could put this near, like, on the other side of the board, have your thing die, and then you can resurrect back around it, right on the other side of the board.
If you got a couple of summons where you get to go last, then like yeah, you just at the end of their turn you can just pull out a couple of guys.
Yep, and then if you sacrifice a Dark Puppet, then that means you put your cobbled amalgamate right next to them and then hit them for a 3 damage drain.
Yeah, with that sick awareness. There's some interesting stuff. Yeah, it's the reason I think this could see play by itself is because of that exactly, like the breaking of this is my line of dudes and that's your line of dudes and we're gonna slowly come towards each other. I'm just gonna put a corpse heap in the back and then you're just gonna have to be wary of that. And it's like, do you want to pull a summon back to punch a corpse heap? Not really, no. Like, but it's got 4 health, so it's probably not like it's probably 2 attacks. It's like, so there's a lot here, and it's an interesting tactical little crunchy piece of and it's a crisp. It's a crunchy crisp.
Yeah. Is it good though? I don't think it is. But like someone's gonna try it out, and we'll see. It's kind of cool.
Cool. All right, and then from the corpse. So this is what we saw that made it. So action speed 10 aura. Place yourself in a spot where a summon was destroyed this round, facing any direction. So that works if you already have a corpse heap. And then place a corpse heap from your subconscious onto that spot. Okay, so now even without a corpse heap, if something dies, then you can teleport. And then with corpse heap, you can always teleport to anywhere you have a corpse heap. So.
But wait. How does this work? You come out of the corpse, and then from the corpse, and then you create more corpses, right? Like you create a whole heap of corpses from like. You teleport to it, it bursts apart, and then what? Spawns in more corpses?
I mean, we're talking about a heap of of like, this is like infinite bodies here. Like, I think, don't think too deeply.
It's too late.
Ooh, Angel of Words. We've got our first of a cycle. Spoiler.
Wow, that is terrifying.
What? Angels are super normal. It's got like a second mouth with a long tongue coming out of its neck. Fantastic. Love to see it. We got a 7G angel, 5 attack, 5 health. Angel of Words on the spot adjacent to you, facing the same direction, then exert it, and continuous flight. Like, pretty clean, reasonable. Probably will see play in any and it's a common. Sorry, so we'll see play in any limited deck, I think.
Oh, it's Jalara. Oh, wow.
Yeah, right. So love to open
that. So just a 5/5 18 7 flight.
Yeah, just
no aerial. That's nice to see, because aerial is.
You like people interacting in your game? Seems odd.
Well, no, not with me. I want to interact with them. I don't want them to interact with me.
Got it. Cleanse. Another Jalara card. 2 in a row. Combo. 4 chi, swift, 4 aura cast, forward awareness. You or a target in cleanses awareness loses a non-original ailment of your choice. So yeah, there is the text.
Hey, there it is.
So this cannot remove decay off something that has decay, because original is our, I guess, rules text code word for printed on the card. Right? So you cannot use this to make your poor prokaryotic hound lose its decay. Unlike the other card we talked about earlier.
Yeah. Oh, and then next one.
Swift. Destroy target skill attached to you or to a target in cleanse awareness. Okay, so this is just a very. This is like the double sideboard card, and it's in July.
Yes.
So every color has access to it. Presumably that means
I think that's great.
Like,
this is good.
If it was in an actual colored faction. But no, yeah, solid, right? If they're doing negative enchantments on you, or if they're doing negative ailments on you, this covers both, and it's a single card.
Or if those breaks become too popular, right? We saw that Earthbreak earlier. You can remove that from your opponent.
No, the skill is attached. Oh no, wait, a target in cleanse awareness. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, it can remove their.
Hey, I can read. Read.
Cool. Next card, Defensive Pose. This is our 3-chi defensive ability. I believe I like this one as well. From testing, but
so this is a fun fact. These are all in the same order. Is the next card Distracting Shot?
No. Safe.
Okay.
Okay, so 4 aura, defense 2, forward awareness. Prevent the next 2 damage dealt to you by a target in defense poses awareness this round. Trigger. When you prevent damage for the first time with defense pose, you may deal 1 damage to a target in defense poses awareness. Okay, so this is a 3-chi smaller version of literally the card we already looked at. right? Instead of defense 2, it's instead of defense 3 rather, it's defense 2. Instead of doing 2 damage, it does 1 damage. So not as swingy, but hey, it's a 3 chi, right? Like, reasonable.
Not playable in a constructed, but yeah.
Yeah, like the forward awareness is the place people are least likely to attack you from, precisely because it's the easiest place for someone to interact with. But hey, you never know. Diving juke and then do something. Who knows? I don't know. Okay, Melini Karate, Thymos 5, Chi, Swift 3 Earth attack and 4 health. So we got a 3/4 at 5 Chi, like we said. 3 3s have been power crept. Sorry, Julian Hard. A bit more aura though. 15 aura. Beckon. Trigger execute. When this card deals damage to any permanent, place that permanent on the same spot as Melini Karate. That is interesting. Forced placement onto where your dude is of an enemy thing.
3/4 does cost 15 aura. It's a lot for
and not a May. But if you deal that damage, that movement is happening whether you want it to or not.
That is interesting though. We'd have to see how good it is to move cards around like that.
Yeah, it might be more of a limited card, but who knows? Uncommon again. Akaravata, Beckon, air attack 3, 15 aura action. Or sorry, a 3/4 at 5 chi. We want a little more. We're greedy. Trigger, push. We're familiar with this one. When the permanent is dealt damage by Akaravata, that permanent moves 1 spot away from Akaravata.
Okay, I recognize. I see the cycle going on. All right.
Yeah, so this is what's it called? When something comes to attack you, but it's got more health than you. Your threat of activation gets to still protect your summon, basically from the front, is what this is. Because you push them away, and now, even though you didn't kill them because like they had 5 health, you're still gonna hopefully get yourself out of the awareness of what was attacking it. So it's a little defensive interaction there. Nice. Evisceration. 4 chi. Chaos card. Action speed, area attack 1. We want a bit more, even though that is a cool awareness to have. 6 energy cost. Whenever Evisceration destroys 3 or more summons, you may draw a card. Wow.
Wait, what? Hold on. What?
I guess if you've got your own summons in the mix, I guess that could be a thing. But yeah, it feels like a really big hoop.
Wow, that is not good. Oh, I guess it's 4 chi, but it's still...
Yeah, like, I feel it should almost be the opposite, right? Like, in terms of gameplay, right? You should draw a card if you don't destroy 3 or more, or 2 or more if 3 or more is, like, basically making this deal 1 damage and draw a card. Because it feels like if you just got a 3-for-1 with an area attack 1, like... You need a reward.
I don't
like you need a reward.
I don't know if I want to draw a card. I guess you don't want to have it too easy to draw a card on a 4 chi, right? Yeah. I think if we don't look at the trigger for now, we'll just say like deal 1 damage in an area and that area on a 4 chi. It's like maybe, right? We've seen some cards like that before.
Yeah.
But it is action speed, and I feel like this could have been swift speed.
Yeah, I think I feel like this is very safe. This is a very safe printing.
And I guess that's fair. Drawing cards is good, right? But I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Speaking of drawing cards being good, here is a sweet card that I think there was some love for in the Future League. No pain, no gain. So enchantment, arcane, action, 8 aura, enchant. Trigger. When an enemy deals damage to you, draw a card. Trigger. At the end of each round, if you have drawn 1 or more cards because of no pain, no gain, sacrifice no pain, no gain. So I love this card. I'm pretty sure Eric does too, because there's kind of like secret text here of it prevents just vomit fests, right? Unless they can kill you, of course. I mean, but no, nothing's going to stop that. If they can kill you, they're going to try and kill you. But like people just running up and trying to unload a ton of damage. You will keep drawing cards. It's kind of like it makes the opponent want to just like get 1 damage on you somehow, so you only draw 1 card off the no pain more gain. So obviously only drawing 1 card of this isn't worth it, But there's like if they only draw one card, it's kind of like maybe it feels like there was a tempo gain. There was a turn equity gain. Like you pushed them back, it bought you some time, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you will always go card neutral at least on this, right? Well, actually, no, that's not true. Technically not true. If you win the game with your opponent never having damaged you, you will have lost the card. So there's that.
Yes.
So unfortunate, like unplayable in that case.
Yes. Eric Lind with the important takes there.
Yes, but otherwise, yes. And what's also nice is that every time your opponent hits you, you have to draw a card, which means you have more chance to stop them from killing you in that one turn, which is kind of nice. So they're either going to have to try to kill you through it, which they probably won't be able to, or especially since you have your hops, right? Your whatever that card was, if you get too low, or they just hit you once, as you were saying, to try to make it so you only draw that one card, but it slows the game down a little bit, which is kind of nice. So you put this on your fighter, you just dive head in there, and it stops your opponent from trying to surround you with their minions and like hitting you a bunch of times.
Yeah, and
so that's kind of nice.
I mean, like if there's a stack with multiple damage coming in, right? You're gonna draw a card each time something damages you, which could draw you a way to dodge further damage.
Exactly.
The stack. So it's like building a big stack with a lot of hits. I mean, it really disincentivizes that. Like that's not gonna. Don't think that's gonna happen to you because your opponent is not gonna want to give you that many cards. But it's that's kind of like it's one of those cards where it's like when everything goes perfectly, it feels like it did nothing at all. Kind of.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, my opponent just keeps popping you for 1 damage and does nothing else. And then you don't realize that your opponent's just like cursing you, like, I could have killed him this turn, but then you would have drawn like 20 cards.
Yeah. So Pretty Bird, we've talked to look at that now. People are celebrating in chat. Oh my god, because they don't talk about it again. Cobbled Amalgut. We won't talk about it again. Ligaya. Alright. So we got 19 Aura, another Thymos Axon.
19 health.
Sorry, 19 health. 19 Aura, oh my gosh. What would the rest of the stats need to be to justify that? Anyway. Yeah, sorry. Red,
7 energy.
Blues, Thymos Axon, 0 energy, 130 Aura, so that's decent. I feel like I can play a summoner for it, awareness. Swift, 1 water attack. Okay, Continuous. The first summon you beckon each round enters the arena with 1 additional health. Okay, so Chronowalker as a 3/7. Cool.
Nice.
Nice, yeah. But, no, like, sweet card, like, unfortunate it's only 1 health per round, but, I mean, the more rounds you go, the more health this kind of puts onto your dudes. And there are a lot of summons with, like, especially ones that have been played previously that have, like, little, like, checkpoints, right? Like, 3 damage felt like the default amount of damage that, like, the most of the like angel summons are doing. So if a summon going from 3 to 4 health or going from 6 to 7 health is actually a significant change. That means another full attack, right? So
exactly. So yeah, that one additional health is a lot bigger than you think at first. I know. I was a little underwhelmed because this used to be the first one. I'm trying to remember. It was like the first ever turn, or was it?
I think it was.
Or was it every time?
No, I think it was
every summon got 1 health.
Yeah, first time, and that was obviously
that
was a bit of an issue.
And then it was changed to this, and I thought that was like maybe too big a nerf. And then Alex comes in and just plays a bunch of like Thymos Axon good stuff summons, and it's just like it's like a pretty solid, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of those champions that you could put together a solid good stuff deck, but it doesn't do anything like kind of outlandish. It's not gonna like create some like crazy cool combo or anything like that. It's just gonna be like you play your good cards out. You're just slightly better than somebody else's, and you kind of like edge your way through the game, right? With a little bit of like small benefits here and there as you play, just a fair gameplay.
Absolutely, and yeah, I guess if you're only playing 1 summon a turn, maybe it feels like it doesn't have to be all the way in on like the Titan as we call it game plan, where you play something incredible like Violent Bioman, Centipede, Angel, and then protect it. Because you can play a summon a turn as opposed to that deck which like plays maybe 2 and then just protects them. You can do like a little bit more, like go a bit low down and have a bit higher thing concentration, and you're doing like mini Titan stuff with it. So yeah, could be fun. I might test it. So this one I will talk about because it's actually
go for it.
What's it called? The actual card is an exact copy of this that makes it. So So this is mitosis. It's phage, 1 health, 3 chi, beckon, action speed beckon, 12 aura, pretty expensive for a 3 chi. That's only 1 attack and 1 health. Really expensive, actually. Like, we're used to, like, what, 5, 6 aura for that stat? And yeah, it's also action.
4, actually.
Yeah, I didn't want to say 4 if I was misremembering, but yeah, no, I'm pretty sure, yeah, 4. Or 1 life for Kasha. And yeah, action speed is like, how scared are they of this card? Okay, well, it's because of the bottom line of text. Place a mitosis from your subconscious on the same spot as mitosis, facing the same direction as it, then exert it. Are you aware that a subconscious copy of mitosis is also a mitosis, which can then the following turn make a copy of itself? So yeah.
Oh man. So I remember a Future League game where the entire board was just filled with mitosis to the point where like no one could move except I had flight on my Iblis, so the mitosis couldn't do any damage and it just could fly over them. But yeah, like this can go kind of crazy if you can't deal with it fast.
Yeah.
Because remember, first turn you have 1, next turn you have 2, next turn you have 4, then you have 8.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can.
Yeah, no,
you can
scales
really
up,
go pretty crazy.
Yeah, and are you
also back in my day? This was a swift attack.
I wonder why that was changed. No, the card is quite reasonable. Like turn equity, right? Like this is a card that like you play on turn 1. By turn 3, it's generated lots of turns equity, and you can start just like throwing out new ones and then like at the enemy, and then or just blocking. Right? Don't forget the importance of a summon that's just sitting there forcing someone to like just deal with it. Like it eats an attack and then there's an open space where now you have the turn and you can move into it.
Yeah, so kind of like that drain summon that has 2 health and drains 3 every turn. This is going to be a summon where it puts your opponent on a clock where they have to deal with it.
Yeah. Right?
And add 3 chi. Like I will say it used to be swift attack and it used to be like 9 aura, I think, at the start when we tested it. So it's like heavily nerfed, which I think is good because before you just threw it in every phase deck and it was amazing. Now you actually have to build around it. You can't just mindlessly play it. So that's good.
Mitosis, Soulfire, Harlequin.
But
there we
exactly.
Go. Yeah, let's go deep, right? Go deep or go home. All right, here's one that I have PTSD from. 3 chi, 1 health, summon, Swift, Holy Attack 1, 5 aura. It's like, why do you have PTSD from a 3 chi, 1 attack, 1 health summon, Shahan? Oh, let me tell you. Continuous. While on Hasera's awareness, combatants have Pacify.
Oh wait, hold on. wait, no. This is completely not what you say. So David was asking, mitosis with Yamaraja. Would that be able to duplicate more Yamarajas with the same ability?
What is Yamaraja's trigger? What does it trigger off of? I would always look.
I think yes, actually. Now that I think, but
yeah, let me go over here. Where is Let me look at I've got on my second screen. People can just gaze at this child who is going to give you traumatic stress disorder. The small angel.
When they summon or run Yamaraja, send it to its own subconscious, gains all abilities and awareness of that summon. I would say yes. I would say, oh man.
Scroll.
See how much?
Was it in beta?
Oh.
Was it in? Welcome to July.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say that is going to be a thing. Wait, no, it can't be. It can't be a thing because they're in different colors. Okay, until we get a three color champion.
Wait, is Yamaraja in the same color as Pretty Bird? So there you go. You just need your opponent to play Mitosis.
Yes, Yamaraja, Pretty Bird, and you plan to play against Phage deck. Steal it, and then you can copy them. There you go.
See, this is why judges love Pretty Bird.
There you go. Yeah.
Now you have to think about every card with every card.
That's great. Yeah. So there we go. That's the plan. That's the meta.
Yeah. Yamaraja was mono. Was blue, right?
No, it was blue. It was Axon Chaos.
Or is Axon Chaos? Why am I having so much trouble finding this card? I'm looking at Welcome to.
Well, because I googled it, and the first thing was actually an eBay.
Look at you having space for a keyboard because your camera's pointing and not good. Whatever.
Hey, you have multiple monitors. Just look it up on your
I'm
other
looking
monitor.
up on my other monitor, but all I have is a mouse, so I'm trying to figure out which set it's in so I can look at it. So it wasn't
All right. Anyway,
right.
I already said yes, and I'm technically a judge.
Yeah, I just want to see the card. If we're making blanket statements, can I see the card that we're making blanket statements about? Is that so wrong?
Yes. Here, I'll send you a link. All right.
All right, cool.
We can move on.
It is appreciated. Yeah, maybe there's a thing. Discording me?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's take a look. Trigger, when it enters the arena, it kills target summon around it with remaining thing or less.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're right, it doesn't matter who owns it. I was just thinking, like, if you wanted to, like, consistently build it out, you can't.
Yes.
But, yes. No, you're 100% right. It definitely works. And that would be hilarious. And maybe that'll be the meta counter, right? Like, if too many cards... Trying to think what else would be absurd being with copying it.
Yeah, cool. All right, I agree with Eric. Now that I've got to read how it's ordered, yeah, definitely. No, that's definitely how that works. So yeah, all right.
Well, all right. So if mitosis takes to the metagame, we know how to counter
it. Yes, get with a 7 chi. What was it? Something like that. Yeah.
The mole could be good too.
Ooh. Yeah, protection from angels.
All right, maybe that card's gonna be playable at some point. We'll see. Is there a new Axon Chaos champion or no? There is not.
So, but that's okay.
Nope.
We have the old one still. We're good.
Old ones? Wait, I thought everyone only played new champions.
That's true.
We don't want to old stuff.
You're gonna leave Kato behind? Or Kato, rather.
Who?
Wow, who? Takes you what, 3rd place in the national championship, and you've already forgotten him. Wow. Anyway, let's talk about my PTSD and also your PTSD with this 3G summon that is so annoying. Oh my gosh. Cause yeah, it just comes up and you can't attack it from the front, and then people like make a line of these, and it's just like For those that are wondering, if you have 2 of these guys and they're both looking at each other, you'll see this in the rules update. You are correct that this would cause an infinite loop of them both constantly gaining and losing awareness. But in like the rules update, like that's just covered. Just like how in Magic, there are solutions,
layers,
things. So basically, if a like a scenario would cause like the constant application and removal of continuous effects, the solution is where both are applied. So they would both end, both the 2 of them would end up with no awareness. Is the way you end. But you can still move them, and then it's not a problem, right? So, but whatever.
Okay, I see.
But cool. Yeah. So don't.
Bazin, bring back Bazin. Oh man, yeah, that's right. Bazin with the Almiraja.
Okay. Yeah, you get more spaces. Tactical. So yeah. I mean, I got PTSD from this. This is a really solid.
Yeah, I remember seeing it and kind of writing it off, and then it getting played against me and being like, I can't do anything. What is this?
I hate it. It's the worst. What's it called? Fontanella. Oh yeah, so we saw this again. This is our good Bombardier Beta Boy.
Oh man, are we gonna be able to speed up? Are we gonna actually finish this box in the next day?
We're getting close to the cutoff time for the stream. But I mean, every time we do this, we'll get faster and faster, right? Because
wait, hold on. We started 4. It's almost 7.
Yeah, like maybe 4:20. I think we started.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
wow.
Unfortunately, I want to eat food.
That is unfortunate.
Sorry. Yeah, it is. And meanwhile, Eric is just like literally eating right now. He's like, haha, this idiot.
I ate right before we started.
Oh, look at this smart man. Why? Okay, camera. Believe, please.
The camera hates that card. What's the card's name?
It's Blind Spot. Oh my god, you can't make this shit up. Okay, so 3 chi basic attacks, 3 energy forward space, pretty standard thing. Continuous modify, basic attack 1 becomes basic attack 2, while blind spot's target has no awareness. If only there was a way to be annoying to people and make them lose their awareness. Anyway. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, solid like 3 chi, 1 damage, swift speed, forward.
Everything
forward
in the arena. Oh my god! And then they can't do anything. It's a massive flashbang on the whole map. Oh.
What are you talking about?
There we go. Blinding light.
Oh yeah. I mean, we haven't got to that yet. It doesn't exist.
What?
No, blind spot.
Oh. Oh, I see. I was reading the wrong card. I heard blind, so I looked at the first card with blind in the name.
Fair.
Oh, okay, this one. Yeah.
Yeah, so no, this is 3 chi, forward awareness, 1 damage with an upside. Like, hey, like.
Yeah, no, it seems pretty solid.
Nothing to complain about. Infected brush. Hey, look at that chaining.
I mean, unless you're getting hit for 2 damage by 3 chi, then you can complain.
Far shot. There's a awareness that scared people. First time we saw it.
Far shot.
And now we've got it on a 5 chi. So range attack, 7 7 aura. 7 energy. Bellum. You deal 3 range damage to a target that has stayed 1 step out of Tashir's awareness. Interesting. Okay. Sorry. 3 range damage to a target in Far Shot's awareness. Where is that? But yeah, so this is like, they stay back because they don't want to get hit by Tashir's awareness. And you're like, okay, well now you're just in my Far Shot's awareness. And it's a 5G card. So
yeah, this is kind of interesting.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's
although I actually don't think Tashir would play this.
Yeah, I don't think she needs it because
I think this is actually better for more of a summoner type of card where you stay really far back as your summons go up. This is like a way to like help your summons out.
Yeah, so obviously we don't want to lower Satir's summon count to
summon
low,
count.
But
yeah.
I mean, energy spender, 5 chi, so it's not affecting the chi of your summon, or it's neutral. And then reasonable attack. Yeah, I know. I could see this working with Satir. Cool. And I think, not Satir. Did I say Satir? No, Satir's right. Yeah, right.
Satir.
Yeah. Because I think the version of Satir that we saw at the championship was the range version, right? Not the dash version. Was the one that was more popular.
Yeah, it was.
Far Shot probably synergizes with that because I feel like.
Yeah, I think the Tigers killed dash. I think. Right, like
yes.
I think the dash version is good, but until Tigers became popular, KO Tigers basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's a meta shifting, right? Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Cool. Malediction Strike. We saw this before. Yeah. So this
did see this before.
Yeah, same thing, but it's skill attach. So hate for the skill things. Mitosis is the real version of the card.
Hey, the real mitosis.
Raging Rooster. Okay. 3 chi, 1 health, 5 aura beacon. Earth attack 0. What? Raging Rooster deals 1 earth damage to a target in its awareness. And then continues to modify. 1 ally has been dealt damage by an enemy. Raging Rooster's Earth attack 0 becomes Earth attack 3 this round. So it's a 3-1 that basically says
3-0, right? Deals 0.
Sorry. It's a it's a 0-1 or a 3-1, I guess. I mean, I feel it's almost like a 3-1, but if it's the second summon you activated this turn, it's like almost, right? Like,
well, he isn't dealt damage by an enemy. Yeah. I mean, this is just a line of cards where I don't personally like because you have to rely on your opponent to do something for it to gain any effects.
Right.
While the other one, the Brain Parasite, that gained its 3 damage. You could actually have control over whether you dealt your 3 damage.
Yeah, right? I will see, like, obviously by itself it's bad. But, like, if I'm imagining a scenario where I send up one of my, like, other attackers I like more to come up and deal some damage. And then, like, if they're like, oh, well, my summon would, like, be killed by it, so I'll get some damage. But then, like, I'll get, like, you sacrifice, like, a summon that was going to die anyway just to get some damage on. But then that upgrades this. It's like, there's an interesting Theater activation conversation in this.
Yes.
Where it lets maybe your guys come up and then they have to second guess whether they actually do like a little chip damage. It's like if I put 1 damage on your thing, but now I upgraded their 3 chi card to be a 3 attack, 3 swift attack. Like, it's like there's some interesting stuff here. Not gonna say it's good, it's great, but it's interesting. Yeah,
you definitely have to play it. Makes your opponent play around it. It's probably fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Infectious.
I would say it's probably very good and limited. I'd imagine.
Yes, I think so. Because yeah, limited, especially new limited, which feels to have a lot more summons. You get to play Fire Emblem with the card. Yeah, which
as long as Adiris is not in the game. Yeah, don't play that 16 aura 4-chi against an Adiris.
Well, I think when we played Sealed yesterday, we were just kind of like, Idris doesn't have Fireball for this event. If you want to play Idris, because she's still with her aura pool, she's actually just a decent summoner, right? So even without that Fireball thing, she's a reasonable card. But that was what we did, and we'll see if I don't know in limited what champions are available, what FXL will announce. Well, I guess we'll see it with the rule book. But anyway, next card, Infectious Wound. We're coming 8 minutes. Let's see how many cards we can get through. 4 Chi, basic attack 1, just the forward space, 5 energy. Trigger, Decay Brand. When Infectious Wound deals damage to a permanent without decay, that permanent gains decay.
Nice.
Interesting, right?
So this is a very interesting one, right? Because it's a 4-chi that can permanently get decay, so you can have a lot of these in your deck. But once you already give the champion decay, it's not very good because it's just a 1 damage for an expensive 1 damage.
And then subsequent copies you want to kind of get rid of, maybe with discard or something, get value out of them some other way. But like, if you only have 1 copy of it in your deck, I mean, it's kind of...
Then it's bad.
Well, like, it's a... Well, no, like, it's a 4-chi 2 damage Swift technique, right? Like, that's kind of on rate. We're not happy about the awareness, but in terms of damage for the G cost, it's kind of on rate. But like, does every Phage tag play 1 copy of this? Like, just in case, because like,
yeah, actually though, I think so. Just like on the off chance you like randomly draw it early on, infect them with decay. Because then you know, like, what's the average game length? Like, it was like 6 or 7 rounds, so this could,
right?
You know, you hit him on turn like 2 or 3, and it does like 4 or 5 damage over the course of the game for like 4-chi.
But like, whenever you play it, it's gonna get 2 damage, right? Like, if it hits, it does 2 damage. Like, just one of it's delayed to the end of the round.
Yeah. Well, and we also can't ignore the mental damage that this causes too, right?
Yeah.
Decay isn't nearly as dangerous as people think it is, but man, people do not want to be decayed. Because they're like, oh no, I'm going to lose the game
in 20 turns if no one touches me. Chained Carver. Okay, we got the thing that makes the ruined sculpture, I believe. Yes. Okay, so let's do Chained Carver.
Was this my favorite card?
This this is a favorite card. So we'll definitely talk about how this changed. Axon, 13 aura, quick beckon, forward awareness, 1 health, swift holy attack 2, so 2 holy attack, 1 health, but it's a quick beckon, which kind of deals with the problem of it being a 2/1 for 4 chi. And then trigger, Conjure. When Chained Carver enters the arena, place a ruined sculpture from your subconscious on an unoccupied spot around Chained Carver. Okay. So unoccupied spot around Chained Carver is what this one does. And then ruined sculpture for
Look what they did.
Look what they did to my boy. Anyway, look what they rightfully did to this horrible person. Anyway, 4 health, ruined sculpture, alteration terrain. 6 aura, place ruined sculpture on an unoccupied spot in the arena. Whenever a champion plays an ability on or adjacent to ruined sculpture, they discard a card. Reasonable. Continuous. This alteration blocks line of sight. So yeah, like, we're seeing a lot of alterations just getting this passively.
All right, this card. Oh my god! All right, I got to talk about this one though, because this card is so heavily nerfed from when we first started playing it. And you know, it might be my fault. You know, I think I played this card quite a bit.
It's our fault. No.
So this card used to have your favorite awareness too. So it used to have the left and right. It used to be 11 aura.
Yeah.
And you used to be able to play it on an occupied spot.
Yes.
You used to be able to.
Yeah, we used to place the ruined sculpture on any spot around Chain Carver.
One thing that's crazy about that, if you place it on an occupied spot, say their champion, they literally can't play an action card that turn without discarding a card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or not even a card. If they can't attack either, they can't do anything. And so like I would have, and then you could play multiple times, right? So I've had people like play a card, okay, and then I'll discard 2 cards.
Yeah.
Attack you, discard 2 cards. Like they just rips. Or, yeah. Damien. Yeah. This card gave me PTSD. If you feel like yes.
No. You don't get to say that. It's like, we use this card to give PTSD to other people.
No. I'm saying Damien said that.
Damien said it. Yeah. And I think
yes.
Yan.
Yeah. No. Oh no. Yeah. I don't take full blame. I'm sure it was, it wasn't my fault.
No. I mean, what did we do with this immediately, right? Like, we built a Bosun deck with this and Emergent Worms. And
pretty nerf ones too.
Yeah. So like, not only is Chain Carver got the around text, Bosun lets us play it on the corners. So now that rune, like the range that rune sculpture can hit is now like
absurd.
A 5x5 square or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, where it can
not quite. It's like a 5x5 minus like 2 corners, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Or minus like the 4 corners. But anyway, yes, it was absurd, and you could like put it on just anywhere they were.
No, because this is adjacent, but this is around. So yeah, Bosun sub is on the corner, and then the rune sculpture goes on the corner of the Chain Carver, right? So,
yes, that's what I mean. Okay, because of the range with Bosun, it was absurd. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still this card. I think it'll be playable. It just won't be. It won't be miserable. Oh man.
Yes, because
I will say I am happy that they changed it. Yeah, I don't think it should have been released in its previous iteration.
No,
but
as comedic it is to build the decks to do oppressive things, turns out if that's actually happening, people aren't a fan for some reason.
Yeah. And I like building impressive decks, but I don't want them in my games. That's why I was like really happy in Future League, right? Because I could do crazy, stupid things that made people mad and sad. But that was,
that's you doing your job. That's you being a good tester.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's 4G. It's 4G, by the way.
Plausible deniability. Yes, 4G. Yeah, and Emergent Worm is 6G, right? Like the deck builds itself.
There you go. 25-25. Let's go.
Yeah, because I mean, who needs warp? But I mean, probably have some warp stripes, but that's 5G. So so easy. Just those cards.
Will Necrolich bring him back? Yes, you could Necrolich this back.
Yes, because it's just caring about entering the arena. It's not caring if it's back in.
Which gives it extra range, and it's too.
Yeah. So now we're Bosun, or sorry to do it. Bosun here, Necrolich, Chained Carver. And Graven.
So there's a reason why Bosun is on the Art of Loss, right? Because he's gonna make you discard all your cards. Yes.
But yeah, no, this is a really cool card. It makes for interesting. It impacts the movement on the board. What's it called? And yeah, Eric mentioned it, but I'm just gonna say it clearly. Plays an ability. That's not plays ability from hand. That is your champion's abilities, like your normal abilities that you are just... My champion runs up and tries to deal 1 damage. Harlequin's doing 1 damage. How dare you play an ability without discarding a card?
Yes.
Right. So, but I guess when you're...
you discard your whole hand? Take 3 damage.
Yeah, no, well, that's the way you play around it, right? Like, you just, you discard your hand and then they can't hurt you anymore, right? Because it's a trigger that just asks you, doesn't affect the playing of the ability.
No, Necrolich can't, but you corner summon the Necrolich and then you summon the that adjacent to it.
Sorry, Necrolich can't what?
The Necrolich can't corner summon this, but Bosun can corner summon the Necrolich.
Right, I forgot about that. Yeah, Necrolich is adjacent. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, we have a judge getting wrong information? Oh,
I'm sorry, I don't have it's all real judges know every card off by heart and all the text on them at all times.
Yeah, I mean, someone went around quizzing judges on very niche cards the other day, so, gotta make sure we continue to do it.
That was not quizzing, that was me. That was me being a good text, rules, text tester.
All right.
Making sure that cards are understandable.
All right. Eye gouge. Oh, nice. Let me guess, this one has something to do with blinding.
Yeah, so let's see. 4 chi... swift attack, and I guess we'll finish this pack and then we'll be done for the day because we just hit 7. and I'm really hungry. But basic attack 2
Yeah.
at swift speed, forward awareness. So it's on rate if we're but we're kind of unhappy awareness because we're thinking of like wind slash and stuff where you get forward. And then, but it's got a second ability, execute, pacify. So target in Eye Gorge's awareness gains pacify this round. So immediately this is interesting. Something comes from you for the front, which people don't normally do that, but hey, if they have to, they will. So remove the angel's awareness in response to it attacking, that kind of a thing.
Yep.
I guess
Could be okay.
I mean, I guess not angel because it has the 2x3 awareness, but okay, yeah, angel is so strong. Oh my gosh. Anyway, continuous. While Eye Gouge's target has pacify, Eye Gouge's basic attack 2 becomes basic attack 3. So this is interesting, because like if you can get pacify on something by some other means, your 4-Chi's dealing 3 damage is like now we're talking,
which is
right?
great.
Like that,
Yep.
we're really talking. But yeah, more of a fighter card because of that awareness, right? Fighter's going to be able to manipulate, make sure that it's always going to hit. But yeah,
and it can help itself, right? If you put your first one to pacify them, all the other ones get extra damage. That only matters if you have more than 3 in your hand, because otherwise it's the same amount of damage.
Yeah.
But that can work.
Well, it's the same amount of damage, but also removing the awareness, which presumably you did it for a reason. So I guess there is that, because like that probably saved you some life. So that's like I guess one of them had like gain 3 life secretly is what the pacify actually did. Gain 3 life. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I could see this being in some sort of pacify combo deck, right? Because like all I think about is how to break this card, right? All
right, so we got incremental value over over multiple turns, threatening you with a good time. Why don't you? 5 chi, 5 health. What? Okay, 5 chi, 5 health.
What?
Swift water attack
a 3/5.
Forward awareness. Yeah, 15 aura for a 3/5 at 5 chi. So, yeah, that's all it is, because that's really good. We don't need any more. Oh, wait, hold up. Swift Exert, Cure 1. Target in Danu Nata's awareness gains 1 health. So, yeah. I feel this is secret tricky text, because it's like, why are you healing 1 health when you can send your 3/5 into an attack for free? Like, because it's like, people are going to keep it back and heal themselves when it's like, are you aware that this could just go and probably kill 2 things because it has enough health to tank an attack? But, yeah, it slices, it dices, it never actually cures you because it actually has a butt and it just punches in the face. Hey. But yeah, cool. I guess where this is going to shine is like if you've got like a defensive board state where neither player wants to like pull the trigger, then this is going to give, then that cure 1 starts popping in. Like you get to like, well, okay, I'm just going to start making my guys healthier every turn. And then and we'll just go another turn and look at more cards and I'll have more health.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've been in some sports states where especially like maybe an angel deck where it's like a non-chair angel deck where you're like holding back.
Yeah.
And then you have like the river knee and then just moving your angels on and off of it. Yeah. So they can't gain 1 health every turn, and you're like, I'm just gonna sit here, have my angels gain health. You come to me, and when you come to me, I'm gonna have these massive angels that'll kill you anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just like creates a state where it forces your opponent to do something.
Yeah, this is a chi neutral thing that kind of does a similar thing, but can also like the river knee, unfortunately, cannot punch people. This can.
Well, this is the river knee angry.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, knee. It's an elemental djinn, and yeah, water attack, yeah. River knee grew up, got angry, and it's coming for your.
People were making fun of it. Yeah.
And our Chronoserialite is this is our first rare. That was our last uncommon. So we read about this really sweet card. And then
wait, why is it all shiny? What is going on? I think something's bugged in your deck.
Yeah.
I mean, your packs.
Got Sundered Sweep for I guess our last card. Actually, yeah, we got Yuvan and we've got Pox Spreader as our last token. But yeah, so Sundered Sweep, rare, last card of the day. So 7 chi, area, heavy attack 5. So and then 6 energy to play. So this is another one where like the awareness covers a little bit of the awkwardness of the action, but you're not reacting with it, which is a little scary off your 7 chi. And when anything is dealt damage by Sundered Sweep, they lose all continuous abilities this round. Huh.
Nice.
Let me just is it Iblis's?
A continuous? It is.
No, yeah, it absolutely is. Like, yeah, that's yeah. So, like, right? Like, there's some interesting stuff in here, right? Like, losing continuous abilities, not something we've seen in the game before, right? So, there's a lot of cards which are literally like it's the continuous that makes them like go crazy and nuts. So
yeah, that being said, it's 5 damage as well.
Yes, you are getting your money's worth in terms
you
of
could
damage.
ignore the trigger and just say like deal 5. It's pretty good.
Yeah. So I guess we know like what does Bolt Shot look like in Thymos? Well, it goes to it gains 1 damage, but it goes to action speed, and it's a little bit cheaper.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, right, because it's action speed, you're getting 25% increase in damage, multiplied by all the things it hits. Yeah. Oh man, it's so much damage.
And it conks people on the head as well, so they forget their continuouses. Like, what's it called? Elemental resist, all the resistances. What's it called? Naga Snake doesn't make people.
You can't vault at swift speed anymore.
Well, no, because that's a continuous on a technique, right? So you can't damage a technique.
Oh.
As much as you would love to punch a technique, you can't quite.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, what are the champions? Kasha loses her life thing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Right? That's a continuous. Yeah, interesting stuff. Yeah, cool. Well, so how did we do? How many packs did we
get? 4 packs in 3 hours.
4 packs in 3 hours, but I mean, I think we misnamed this. This was not really a pack opening stream. This was card design.
Turned Camilla into Oni.
And stories. This was a lot of stories and how cards fit, I guess. So.
All right. So you're gonna do the hard job of not opening the rest of the box tonight, and then doing this, once a week.
Oh no! Well, I mean, we'll see if we can do it more often than that. Like, say maybe maybe there's an afternoon, evening this week where we can do this again.
We'll see.
And
yeah.
Well, just a goal is to get through more packs every time. Which hopefully should happen because I mean, this is a decent number of cards in the game. That's like how many cards are in this set? 177. So what is that? That's like. Maybe 30 or 40 cards now out of 177 that we don't need to talk about. Maybe more than that. We'll see. Anyway.
Well, so it's actually 137 because 40 of those are full arts, I think. And there's also some numbers missing. I was looking on the website. A lot of them are just repeat of themselves.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah, and so yeah, I guess now it's time to split every single top conversation about every card into its own YouTube video and put them all up.
But yeah, start putting them all up.
All right. Okay. So it looks like there's more invasions for 8 p.m. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I think we're done. I'm gonna go get some dinner.
Yeah. So sorry, is you say more invasions at 8 p.m.? Is someone else starting a stream? Can we give a shout out?
So when apparently, I guess so when Imperial Pulls is on at 8 p.m. So yeah.
So yeah, that's
cool.
Everyone, I guess head over there. Yeah, everyone grab some dinner. And then we'll see you back in Imperial Pulse stream, I guess. We can all hang out there. All right. Thanks to everyone who comes out. And look at my shadow waving.
1 hour long YouTube shorts. Yes, that's the next coming up.
Hopefully you enjoyed this. We'll put slightly different style. There's very, very small adjustment of pack opening today. All right.
Yes.
Have a good one, everyone.
All right. I'll see everyone.